This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, December 30th. We're almost to the end of 2020, you guys. We can do it. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Miss Tori has the day off. Let's get started because it's been the story of the year, and still the coronavirus is raging across America. Yesterday was the deadliest day since the pandemic began, with more than 3,700 deaths. And for the first time, the new, more contagious strain of COVID-19 has been confirmed in the U.S. It was found in a man in his 20s, right here in Colorado, in our backyard, just an hour and a half south of where we shoot our show. The man had no history of travel and is in isolation. A second man, also in Colorado, is also thought to have the new strain. We'd also like to give our best to friend of the show, Dr. Drew Pinsky. I talked to him last night. He revealed he's tested positive for COVID-19 in this Instagram post. He also posted a video thanking everyone for their support and saying he had made it through the most difficult phase of the illness. He's doing good. He said, just to keep it quick with Dr. Drew, and we can get back to the new, more contagious variant. Yeah, Dr. Drew said he's doing well. It was definitely a tough run in the beginning, and he thinks he's on the mend. And he also mentioned the hardest part for him, and this is so Dr. Drew because he's a mover and a shaker, is just not being able to do anything. You know, he's bedridden and he can't even go out, and even if he felt good, you can't go out because you want to not spread the virus. So he's just eager to get up and move and groove and do his Dr. Drew stuff, as I always tell him. What do you guys make of this new contagious variant? In fact, our own governor, since it's right here in our backyard, our own governor, Governor Polis, just gave a news conference educating Colorado constituents that they don't know too much about it.
Right.
And I think we need to be transparent about that. They don't know too much about it, but from what we learned in the UK, it is much more contagious, but not as severe, or you will not have more severe symptoms.
Well, I don't think we need to come out right away and start putting labels on this. The most contagious form yet. 2 people have it here. How could you label it the most contagious form? Because when the government says something, they don't take it back, right? When someone says something, they don't take it. We're going to defund the police. That's not what that means, defund the police. We're not going to change the name. That's just not what it means. So you can't take back what you said about this virus, right? It's the most contagious ever. They're going to leave that label on there, and only 2 people have it yet. So I don't like people jumping to conclusions. I'm a little nervous about it, right? Because giving that label, and we're almost getting to the arc of this first wave. What happens now with the second wave? This is totally different. Do we have a new vaccine? I have a million questions, but I want to talk to somebody who knows what they're talking about, like our very own Dr. Coley.
Well, yeah, I do agree that we need to be very careful about how we speak about this new strain, because we learned our lesson from the beginning of when COVID-19 was originally discussed. There was so much speculation, a lot of very open pontification, and a lot of the information was incorrect. And so I don't want to alarm people until we know exactly what we're dealing with.
But I do think that we do have some, and I hear you, Jeff. You know, Dr. Drew will be the first person to chime in and say in the very beginning when he made statements, and this is not something that I'm stating for him, he's gone on record saying in the very beginning, you know, he likened it to the flu. He immediately apologized for that, saying that he did not know enough information. And since then, he is, you know, like Dr. Fauci and everybody else, he has, you know, changed his narrative. So I think it's important to do that. But we do know, according to the UK, we do know that because their lockdown restrictions were the same, and then they all of a sudden saw this huge uptick, and then when they started testing and looking at this mutated strain of the virus, and I'm not a doctor, I did research, they did see that the reason why there was an uptick because the contagion was that much more contagious.
Right.
So there is some evidence to back it, and I think it's important to note that.
There's always some evidence to back anything that you ever want to say, right? And I understand what you're saying, you did do your research, but it's also like, this is the most deadliest day for the virus ever. Well, did all those people die strictly from COVID symptoms and that's it? Or were they older age? Did they have pre-existing conditions combined with those? Where is the flu this year? It's one of our most deadly things in America. We haven't even heard of one case of the flu, people dying. So I'm very...
Well, the flu's down for a reason because of the fact that we're wearing masks, we're social distancing, we're washing our hands. It's 97% down. Flu hospitalizations are 97% down because of social distancing, wearing masks, and washing your hands. So that's
I'm just very weird. Listen, I'm not saying I'm totally behind, like, I don't go out, I wear a mask, I do all that. I don't trust our government, Sam. I don't. And when they come out with something and they say this is the most deadliest day yet, this is the era we live in. We always have to have the most of something, right? If you're on Survivor, it's been on 30 years. This is the first time it's ever been on Survivor. Right. That's the media that we live in today.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You cannot trust the government, but you can trust science, because when we always talk about separation of church and state. We really need to talk about separation of science and state.
Well
because our government are not scientists. Our government is not medical professionals. That's the reason why we have the Faucis coming forward to speak on behalf of the people. If anyone's speaking on behalf of the people and actual data and what's happening in our country right now, it should be the scientists. It should be the doctors. So when people are talking about, is it all COVID? Well, yeah, if you say, is it COVID, is that the official cause of death? There are people who have to do emergency dialysis as a result of COVID. So are you going to say that they went into kidney failure or organ failure? Being septic and sepsis is a part of a direct correlation to COVID. So are you going to say that they died because they were septic and went into organ failure? You're going to say it's because of COVID.
They count that as a COVID death.
Right,
that
because
is the other
it is
thing.
because of COVID.
But if you die with COVID, that's a specific case, and there's many specific cases. But if you die with COVID in your body, it's a COVID death, no matter what happened to you.
Right.
But if you would have died of those causes without COVID,
but
you would have died of organ failure.
But you wouldn't have had those causes if it weren't for COVID.
That's not necessarily true, and that's what I don't trust.
I'm telling you right now that that is true.
Maybe in your organ case, but not in every case.
I'm telling you that I think it would be irresponsible to say that if you went into organ failure and you had no pre-existing conditions of organ failure,
you're talking about a specific case. I'm talking about the numbers in general. You're talking about a very specific case.
I'm not speaking of a specific case. I'm speaking of what the symptoms can be that are going to contribute to death, but you wouldn't have those symptoms if you didn't have COVID. So
I get what you're totally get what you're saying, but the numbers are skewed, and I promise you later on they'll come out with numbers that are more realistic, saying these people already had conditions. They would have died of this anyway. Now they caught COVID and died, which they would have died of anyway, and we're counting that as a COVID death.
Okay, but if you're going point to point, like this death was specifically caused for COVID, how many of the deaths, especially in the beginning, were never even counted as COVID cases? Because so many of us didn't understand what exactly was happening anyway, and you had literally wells in hospitals of people who were just being checked off. We don't know what their cause of death were, but a lot of them weren't even considered COVID cases in the beginning. So I don't think that we should go person by person. I think it's more about the overall prevailing numbers.
And I totally agree with you. And I don't want to take away from the fact that I totally believe in COVID and what you're saying. I just want to say I'm a little skeptical about what the government tells us, and this new thing about this strain scaring everybody, saying it's the most contagious ever, worries me.
Yeah.
Brought it full circle.
There you go. I mean, great conversation. This is literally, I have viewers writing in saying that this is the same thing. One viewer wrote in GL saying that this is the same conversation that they had with their mother last night. So there you have it. That's our goal here on DBL, and perhaps Dr. Coley can give us some clarification. So Gallup is out with a new poll revealing the most admired people of 2020. And this year, for the first time, President Donald Trump is the most admired man, and former First Lady Michelle Obama is the most admired women. The runners-up include former President Barack Obama and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Okay, so this to me summarizes our country, right? Because you're either going to love or hate Donald Trump. You're either going to love or hate Michelle Obama. There's no in between anymore. We are so polarized. So to have two completely opposite individuals as the most admired, that's America.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I went with a very okay, so my choice was based on who I admire and why, and you know, my brand is comeback, and I always want to get a good comeback story. So I chose LeBron James and Portia Williams.
Oh,
Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta. These are two people, very different sides of the spectrum, who have really used their platforms to meet the moment. LeBron James, in the wake of Jacob Blake's shooting in Kenosha, Wisconsin, held up the whole NBA league, which in turn put millions of dollars in jeopardy to state his case and make sure that this cause was known. Portia Williams didn't even know what the Underground Railroad was 10 years ago. And now she is at the forefront with Tamika Mallory fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor. I think those two comeback stories were amazing, and I admire them both.
Love it. And quickly, do you have somebody that you thought should be the most admired, man, woman?
Listen, this is going to sound cheesy, but my parents. I haven't been without them. I have been without them this whole year, right? I've got a new new house. I realize what it's like and what they went through, having kids, you know, running the house on my own, cooking for Christmas, doing all that stuff. So the little things that my parents did growing up that I didn't appreciate, I really appreciated this year. And if you think looking up to a politician is your #1 fan this year, you're insane. Going back to my other point.
Well, I picked, no, I'm kidding. I picked the healthcare workers because, you know, my sister's a nurse. My brother-in-law is a nurse. They're both on the front lines. They both have dealt with hell. There they are when it comes to COVID. And they are my heroes along with every other frontline healthcare worker out there. I love you guys. Coming up on DBL, a woman who dedicated her life to finding others disappears. The unsolved mystery later in True Crime Chronicles, and New Year's Eve is going to look a whole lot different this year. We're going to show you what's being planned next.
This is a Smile Direct Club aligner.
Welcome back to DBL. That was J-Lo giving us a sneak peek at her rehearsals for her upcoming performance at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. So speaking of which, this New Year's is going to look very different, thank you COVID, with a virtual ball drop in Times Square. There will be some folks in attendance though, frontline healthcare workers, but they will be spaced out rather than packed in like we're used to. Meantime, fireworks shows like these have been canceled in cities all across the globe, from Vegas to Paris, even in Sydney. Wow. Yeah, I actually am going to predict that there's going to be some surprise fireworks show. They need to cancel them so no one shows up, but I think there'll be some surprise fireworks show. What are you guys planning for New Year's Eve?
We are going to have a little fire on the patio.
Cute.
And much if 4th of July was any indication, fireworks are not canceled. Not because they're sanctioned, but I saw more fireworks this 4th of July and there was no official fireworks show because everybody had their own individual fireworks show.
People still want to celebrate.
Yes. What are you going to do? I mean, we talked about this earlier, but tell the viewers.
Listen, shame on our producers for not mentioning Justin Bieber's show, right? He's got a show, I don't know where it's a live show, I believe. He's got a 2-hour concert. I'm tuning into that. It's $25. It's going to be from like 8 to 10 prime hours. I'm going to grill, have a good time, put that on. I miss concerts so much, and I want to go out and put it loud and pretend like I'm actually at a concert.
You know what? I'm not as big as a Justin Bieber fan as you, but since you stated that, because I like to have like an appointment. I like to have a plan. I'm very type A, and I have no plan. So, of course, we're going to be at home because of COVID. But now that you have given me some sort of a plan, I think I, too, am going to purchase. Yep, I, too, am going to purchase for Justin Bieber. And then I want to decorate. I want to have streamers and those little horns and the hat and a nice dinner. And I want Sophie to put on a sequins dress. I want to put on a sequins dress.
Yeah.
Even though it's just home, you got to turn up and turn out.
Yeah. T-Mobile customers, it's free, that Bieber concert, so no reason not to tune in.
All right, cool. I'm not T-Mobile.
I really pushed that like I was.
Okay, so coming up on DBL, a mystery unfolds when a mom who dedicated her life to find the missing vanishes herself. That's coming up next in True Crime Chronicles.
People are...
Welcome back to DBL. A mom who helped search for others mysteriously disappears. A year later, where could she be? Here's a look at the case in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Andrea Knebel was 37 years old. She was a mother of 2, daughter and sister, living in Louisville, Kentucky. She was also a member of Missing in America, an online group who helped search for people whose cases went cold.
She was pretty bright, really eager, wanting to learn, to tune her investigative abilities. She was kind of a keyboard sleuth.
Could her involvement in that group have led to her disappearance?
You fail every day when you don't find her.
Let's go back to where it all began. It was summer 2019. Andrea was struggling to get her life on track.
She was evicted from her home, so I feel like she was probably overwhelmed and depressed with her situation, just as anybody would be with all that happening.
Andrea lost her home and her job. On August 12th, she went to her sister Erin's house to vent.
I told her maybe you should just go home and rest it off, and everything will be fine in the morning.
Little did Erin know that was the last time she would see her sister. Days later, she files a missing persons report, and investigators quickly began tracking Andrea's last moves from her cell phone.
She was taken to a McDonald's with the sister's boyfriend and her nephew.
There was nothing out of the ordinary. Phone records show she went back to her mother's house around 6:30 in the morning, where she made some calls and then went silent.
Her phone either went dead or it was turned off and she disappeared.
Her family desperately looked for her.
Knocking on doors at midnight with a flyer and a flashlight. We've been through every ditch, under every bridge.
There's been little evidence and no sightings. Andrea disappeared without a trace. Why?
I think somebody in her circle, if the worst happened, I think that's where it happened. Somebody connected with the wrong industry, the wrong hobbies, maybe involved in things that are illegal.
There's no sign of foul play, so Andrea's family is hopeful she's still out there. It's a bizarre search for a woman who spent her life searching for so many others.
I am not going to quit. I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
And earlier, Jeff and Tori spoke with a reporter who has worked endlessly on this case. Take a look.
We're joined by investigative journalist Shay McAllister from WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, Shay, for being here. This story is a terrible twist of fate. Andrea, a mother who actually helped search for missing people, ended up becoming the focus of a search herself. Do you believe, Shay, her involvement in that may have led to her disappearance? And what was her role in that group?
So Andrea was a volunteer with the group Missing in America. She participated in searches on the ground. She worked a lot on social media, and she really tried to help private investigators with whatever leads they were following.
So, Shay, there was no signs of foul play. Is there any chance Andrea ran away? And what does her family believe at this point?
Her family is pretty split on what exactly happened to Andrea. I think part of the family wants to think that she is still alive because there is no sign of foul play. There's no proof that she's dead. The reality is there's been no sign of life for more than a year. So I think that they're real about that. And at this point, they just want to know what happened.
I get that when the family doesn't want to believe, but we all kind of know. There's still a chance, but yeah, I do. There's always hope. It's been a little over a year now. What new leads are police pursuing? Are there any that you can tell us about?
Sure. So in this case, the most common lead comes in the form of sightings. Over the last 16 months, there have been more than 200 sightings. The private investigator tells us he's going out all the time, and so is Andrea's family. When they get a call about someone who looks like Andrea or someone who's in a car that resembled something that she might be in, they always go and check it out. It happens all the time. At this point, there's been no confirmed sightings.
Wow. And just really quick, how involved is the family? Sometimes you see families that are really involved, bugging the police, getting after it. Is that what Andrea's family is like? Have you seen them try and publicize this story?
Absolutely. They keep this story on the forefront of everyone's minds here in Louisville, Kentucky, and even beyond Kentucky. There's a huge social media presence in the search for her. They've had sightings all over the country. They are very dedicated to finding answers.
And being a parent myself, if there was a 0.0001 chance that we could still find one of my sons, I mean, you never give up hope as a parent, and it's only been a year, so, you know, I don't blame the parents at all for keeping this investigation going.
Not at all. And Shay, thank you for keeping it publicized as well. Social media is great in that way. To learn more about this story, just visit WHAS11.com. You can also listen to a new podcast episode about this case. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, Shay, thank you for keeping this in the news. We'll be right back.
Promotional.
We just got a comment in from Kathy on Facebook to Jeff. She says, it makes me so angry when people say, oh, they really did not die of COVID. They had pre-existing conditions. They had COVID, so COVID did kill them. Jeff, you have like 15 seconds.
Listen, don't get angry about it. Have a conversation like me and Erica did. I totally agree with what she's saying. I agree with what you're saying, but you have to see there's another side to this. Don't always trust the government.
And have conversations. That's what the show's about.
On Daily Blast Live.
President Trump and Michelle Obama both top a year-ending list, but what do these two polar opposites have in common? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a mom still missing 1 year after her disappearance.
I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
What happened the night she vanished? Anthony Hopkins celebrates 45 years of sobriety, his inspiring message for anyone going through something right now.
Don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting.
And ringing in the new year like never before during a pandemic. How will you welcome 2021? Plus a sneak peek of J-Lo's New Year's Rockin' Eve performance in an empty Times Square.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, December 30th. We are almost done with 2020. Oof. I know. I know. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Brandon joining us from home. Let's get started because it's been the story of the year and still the coronavirus is raging across America. Yesterday was the deadliest day since the pandemic began with more than 3,700 deaths. And for the first time, the new, more contagious strain of COVID-19 has been confirmed in the U.S. It was found in a man in his 20s. Right here in Colorado, in our own backyard, just an hour and a half south of where we shoot this very show. The man had no history of travel and is in isolation. A second man, also in Colorado, is also thought to have the new strain. We'd also like to give our best to friend of the show, Dr. Drew Pinsky. He revealed he's tested positive for COVID-19 in this Instagram post. He also posted a video thanking everyone for their support and saying he had made it through the most difficult phase of the illness. I just spoke to Dr. Drew yesterday. He's doing well. He made it over that hump. Now he's saying the most difficult part, and we all know Dr. Drew, he's a mover and a shaker, is he wants to get out of that bed. He wants to go do his Dr. Drew stuff. So he's waiting till he's not contagious anymore, till he feels 100% better, and then he's going to go do his thing. Going back to this new strain and the two individuals right here in our own backyard, apparently this just came in. They are National Guardsmen that were sent to a nursing home that was overrun with the virus. So as of right now, we don't know if anybody in that nursing home had that variant, but those two both were working at that nursing home. So hopefully they will have a speedy recovery.
I just want to jump in and, you know, the labels and things that the government puts on certain issues, right, I don't like, because there's no taking that back, right? Once they let that genie out of the bottle, it's out. So what I'm trying to say is this is the most contagious strand of the virus. 2 people have it. How could you label something the most contagious if 2 people in America have it? Also, they said these people weren't traveled. Now we're finding out they were traveled, and they traveled to a nursing home or whatever it may be.
No, they didn't travel by plane. So they traveled from the Colorado State's Guard.
The information that I get, I don't trust from the government, is what I'm saying. The numbers of COVID, I don't trust. Not saying I don't believe in COVID. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not anti-COVID. I wear my mask. I didn't travel for the holidays because of COVID. I respect the disease for what it is. But what the government puts forth, I get a little nervous about, because they tell us things, governors, mayors, they say don't do this because this disease is very deadly, and they're doing the opposite of exactly what they tell us. From the top down, we're getting false information, and to scare the American public, including me and my family, and say this is the most contagious virus strain of the virus yet. 2 people have it. Don't scare the American
public. But what if it is? In the Erica, jump in.
Well, no, I don't disagree that we shouldn't just jump to conclusions, because we've already learned our lesson from the beginning of this pandemic, right? There was so much misinformation out there. No one knew exactly what to who to trust or what to trust. I think just like we have separation of church and state, we need separation of science and state, because ultimately I want to hear from scientists and medical professionals who are actually talking about what's happening with the people, for the people. There aren't like lobbyists involved in that. That's what I want to hear from. I understand what you're saying. I completely understand. I do think that it is important that we get information to people, but it has to be qualified in some capacity. So I agree with you in a lot of respects, but I do think it's important that we do understand that there is another strain and that we just continue to be vigilant.
Yeah, because what if they're really sitting on it? What if they did sit on that information until they got new data? And I understand where you're coming from.
Well, then say that. Be transparent. Say we don't know much about this right now. It seemingly might be a little bit more. We don't have the numbers to do that. But
they do to a degree in the UK.
But the narrative that's out on the headlines is today, most deaths COVID's ever seen. Number one, more strain that's is coming to the U.S. Everybody panic. The numbers that they put out for COVID.
I'm going to be more hypervigilant, and because of that, and I want to be more hypervigilant if it's more contagious.
And I hear you. you. Listen, again, I respect the disease for what it is, and Brandon, I want to get you into this conversation.
After Jeff.
Yeah, I want to jump in, Jeff, because I share your same frustrations, but at the same time, like, what do you want them to do? And we're talking about this new virus that was brought to us in this country. Let's just talk about the first strand that hit us. It was a virus that was always changing, and the information that we kept getting was what we would get it after the scientists would know it. So of course there was going to be some mishaps. So I understand your frustration. My thing is just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want our leaders and officials to do?
First of all, follow their own direction. That's what I would love for them to do.
I agree with you
when
there.
they're saying don't go out and don't go with your families and stuff, and then you're on a plane giving those messages and you're going out to restaurants, that's the #1 step. Maybe practice what you preach. #2 is, I don't like the control that they have over us with this virus, shutting down the whole country and everything that comes with it, and putting these numbers out that I frankly don't believe day after day are breaking their own records. There are pre-existing conditions that come with COVID. Maybe the COVID influenced that death. Maybe it didn't. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. And from Dr. Anthony Fauci from the very beginning of this, saying it's not spread through the air. You don't have to worry about a mask because they wanted to save masks. So now, since he lied about that and admittedly lied, what else are they lying about that I don't know that the reason is for?
I do need to jump in on this because it's not influencing deaths. It's the catalyst to deaths.
In some cases.
But here's the thing: you don't want to just blanket statement that, because you have people who are having, kidney failure, organ failure. They're septic. They are have all of these different or emergency dialysis. There are so many things that have been catalyzed by COVID. If they hadn't gotten COVID, they wouldn't be in this situation. So it is a COVID-related death or COVID-related illness.
And I do agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate of that, right? Let's just take obesity, pre-existing condition, right? If you're so obese, your lungs expand when you get COVID, which causes more weight, which ultimately causes your death. But what was the cause of death? If you were going to die from a heart attack or that disease anyway, and then the COVID pushes you over the edge, what ultimately did you die from?
You died from COVID. You've never met someone who is overweight in their 90s? It doesn't.
I'm making a point very obscure, by the way, but I'm making a point here that's saying I don't believe all the deaths of COVID are related to COVID. If you die in a car accident and you happen to have COVID, they count that number as COVID. So I'm very skeptical about the numbers that they put out for COVID.
I don't believe that to be true. That if you died in a car accident and you had COVID, they're counting it as COVID. No, they're not counting it as COVID.
From things I've read and heard, yes, I've heard that.
No. I don't believe that to be true. I'm just going to say I do not believe that to be true.
Brandon?
That needs to be fact-checked then, because there's one side of the country that is Team Erica on this one, and there's one side of the country that's Team Jeff on that. That needs to be fact-checked, and that needs to be put out there on the open. I
agree with that, but I'm just telling you that my father gets funerals all the time that are not, some of them aren't COVID related. It's during the age of COVID. It's very clear on what the cause of death was. And if it's a COVID death, they label it a COVID death because that means that he needs to come in with all of his PPE and all of that stuff in order to make sure that he's protecting himself. People are dying of other things. I understand that. But at the same time, these COVID numbers are not just coming out of thin air.
And you're right. And listen, I'm not dying on this hill. If I'm wrong and those numbers don't translate, I will definitely say I'm wrong. I'm just taking the other side of this. I've heard this too. If you get eaten by a shark and you have COVID, it's a COVID-related death, not a shark attack. I'm telling you, this is why I'm so confused, Erica, because these are the things that I hear and am listening to.
Well,
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but these are some of the numbers that might be proven to be true.
What would be the reason that a person would be tested for COVID after they were eaten by a shark, Jeff?
Because the government numbers are higher and they have more control over them.
Oh my God.
Hold up.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is my theory. What's wrong with it?
The good news is we have a team of producers that work with a verified team. They'll get us the facts, and at some point we will deliver that fact to our viewers. But the conversation, I'm reading your comments, is the same exact conversations you're having at home with your family members. And to Brandon's point, literally, This 50-50 dialogue that you just had is exactly what I'm reading on our
And just to point this out, a couple months ago, the governor of Colorado got those numbers challenged because he didn't believe they were as high as he thought they were. So it's not, I'm not just making this up out of thin air. This is something that people are thinking, and I wanted to bring it up.
That's great, because then we can clarify.
Sorry
so
we didn't get to any other stories.
No, it's good. I know we didn't get to any other stories, but hey, we had a great conversation, so that's what matters. A little later, though, very important, our very own Dr. Coley will join us live to talk about this new COVID variant, what it means. We're going to hear from her, the expert, so stick around for that. Also, coming up on DBL, legendary actor Anthony Hopkins gives fans a very special year-end message in a new video, why it's resonating with a lot of people. Then later, a woman who dedicated her life to finding others disappears. The unsolved mystery later in True Crime Chronicles. And New Year's Eve is going to look a whole lot different this year. We'll show you what's being planned next. Of the new COVID-19 variant just discovered in Colorado. Dr. Pyle Coley joining us live. Okay, so first and foremost, so much has been going on behind the scenes. I just always want to keep it 100 and transparent with our viewers, Dr. Coley. Producer, so just I'm going to pull back the curtain. Producer, did you want me to ask Dr. Coley this, or we have our own team? What did you want me to do? Okay, so Dr. Coley, okay, so we do want to get your take, of course, on the new variant, the new COVID variant. However, we just had, I'm not sure if you overheard our previous conversation about COVID deaths. You did. And the inflated, whether or not the numbers.
To actually jump in.
Okay.
I was wishing I could have said my piece.
Please, we would love to hear from you on this one.
So I have to say, Jeff, that you're right, that in some places people are concerned that COVID deaths were being inflated, but that's not actually what's happening, because most places are drawing a distinction about death from COVID. So as a result of a complication of COVID, that's a direct complication, or death with COVID. So if you had COVID but died of a car accident or a shark bite, but doctors are legally required to report COVID if it was present at the time of death. So that's not meant to inflate the numbers. It's just just something we have to put on the death certificate, and that's part of the reason that that confusion is happening. But places are drawing that distinction so that we don't accidentally inflate the COVID deaths that are from COVID. Does that make sense?
And I just want to chime in. Thank you, doctor, for clearing that up, because I think I was confused a lot like other people. I'm not scared to admit when I'm wrong. So if you're telling me the facts and the truth and why you do that, I love that conversation and I love being educated on it.
But I think you're bringing up a good point, because there's been a lot of controversy of, are we over-reporting deaths? Like, if somebody loses their job and becomes depressed and commits suicide, you know, is that a death from COVID or not? That continues to remain an outstanding question, because had the pandemic never happened, maybe that would never have happened either, you know? But
it's good that we clarified that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, Dr. Coley. Okay, so now we want your take on this new variant. Do we know it to be, that's another discussion that we had earlier, do we know it to actually be 70% more contagious? Is that just is there moderate confidence in that? A whole lot of confidence?
No, there is a whole lot of confidence in that, you guys. It's 40 to 70% more contagious. And the changes that have occurred genetically, there's 23 genetic mutations that have accumulated in this strain that have actually made the spike protein, the part that binds to the human cells, more sticky. And we think that may be one of the mechanisms by which it is more contagious. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are getting sicker, but I also want to add something from what you guys were talking about earlier, which is that Jeff said there's only 2 cases. Jeff, there's only 2 documented cases. So I am very confident that this strain is actually much more widespread than what we've documented, but we've only done genetic analysis on 51,000 out of 17 million cases here. So the net that we're looking with has holes that are too big, so we're not catching the cases. But it's really not a scare tactic. It's what viruses do. They mutate in response to genetic pressure, evolutionary pressure, which is what we're putting on this, and they mutate to increase their survival. So, you know, it's not surprising to me the new strain is here, but it does make me put my guard up, because it does spread more easily and we have to be more careful with it.
Man, if every time 2 people got into a Facebook argument over this, we could just get Dr. Coley to like swoop in like a superhero and be like, you're right, but not about this, and you're right, but not about that.
It would save a lot of relationships.
Without a barf emoji or a clown emoji?
Dr. Coley, really quick, I think we have like 20, 30 seconds with you. You mentioned you got the vaccine, but you got sick, which is a sign of it working, right? Boosting your immune system. But can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How sick did you get?
Yeah, you know, I think it was mostly that I was so excited about it, you guys. I didn't expect that I would feel under the weather. But, you know, 2/3 to 3/4 of people feel sick. So I had some arm pain. I had a little fever. Took the next day off and stayed home. But within 24 hours, all my symptoms were gone. So, you know, I'm ready for that second shot. And I know it might be worse the second time around, but I'm ready for my immune system to make those antibodies.
Doc, we appreciate you in 2020.
Yes,
we really do.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
People are wearing...
Welcome back to DBL. That was J-Lo giving us a sneak peek at rehearsals for her upcoming performance at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. So speaking of which, this New Year's is going to look very different, thank you, COVID, with a virtual ball drop in Times Square. There will be some folks in attendance, frontline healthcare workers, but they will be spaced out rather than packed in like we're used to seeing. Meantime, fireworks shows like these have been canceled in cities all across the globe, from Vegas to Paris and even in Sydney. Woo! Okay, so do we have Brandon here too? Okay, so let's go around the horn. I'm curious what everybody's doing for New Year's. Jeff, starting with you.
The COVID numbers are skewed. Oh, New Year's Eve, sorry. We're just staying in. We're barbecuing, which is wonderful. And the most wonderful part of the new year, Justin Bieber's putting on a concert New Year's Eve. You pay $25, if you got T-Mobile, it's free. I feel like I'm a promoter for it.
Yeah,
but
you are.
JB and New Year's Eve with the fam doesn't get any better.
My husband and I are just going to grill and chill on the patio next to the fire and watch all of the, what I'm sure will be unsanctioned, illegal fireworks show. But I am not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to enjoy the show.
No, don't be a snitch, Erica.
I'm not going to snitch.
Honey.
I want to see.
Okay. Brandon, what about you?
I still had to wake up off of Erica's New Year's Eve plans. I'm sorry. Erica, come on now.
Whoa. Well, what are you doing?
Excuse you?
Yeah.
What? What's your big plan?
I have four different New Year's celebrations planned. Because I have two friends that are overseas, one in Amsterdam, one in the UK. And then I have friends in New York City, and then obviously my own New Year's celebration here. So I'm going to be cheersing and toasting all day.
Wavy go global.
Your Zoom-in New Year's Eve is better than grilling and chilling next to a fire on the patio watching unsolicited, unsanctioned fireworks. Didn't think so. Sam, what about you?
It sounds like you're going to have fluffy pajamas on while you do that.
Oh, I might.
I'm not. I'm going to dress up. That's okay, Brandon. I'm curious if you're going to dress up. I'm going to dress up. Of course, I'll be in my home, but I'm going to wear sequins. Sophie's going to be in sequins. Oh. We're going to have decorations, a nice dinner, and we're going to ring it in the right way. Brandon, are you going to dress up?
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you going to ring it in?
Okay, enough. Coming up on DBL, we're like a family.
There's stones being thrown
couple, Harry and Meghan are chatting it up on their new podcast. Don't miss their first episode.
Promotional consideration.
We're getting a lot of comments in regard to you, Jeff, and your take on COVID. Now, many people, I should say, do agree with you. However, there's a lot of comments echoing this sentiment as well. Leslie on Facebook says, Jeff, once you see a loved one on a ventilator over Zoom, you might get the stress.
Yeah, and Leslie, listen, I'm sympathetic for you, and I'm not saying COVID is not real. What I'm saying is media is so skewed these days, I have to question it, not only for myself and my family, but for you, the viewer out there. You should appreciate that someone's giving a counterpoint of view on a show so you know the truth, or at least question what the government says the truth is. That's all I'm trying to do here. I sympathize with you and your loved ones that are sick, and we try to have conversations on the show to educate ourselves and along with you guys watching in and hopefully educate you too. I'm not dying on any hill. If Dr. Coley says I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I hope I'm wrong every day if we could learn something from it.
Amen. Well said. Wow. And remember to watch DBL on Facebook or YouTube because you can chat with other viewers and then also with us hosts during the commercials. We're going to read your comments on TV like we just did. Jeff just responded to Leslie. There you go. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Harry and Meghan have just dropped the first episode of their new Spotify podcast. In case you missed it, we've got it. And Oscar-winning actor Anthony Hopkins posts an uplifting video message on social media. Why it's just what we needed. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. B-Lun joining us from home.
Wavy.
Oh, yeah, wavy. If you watched yesterday's show, you know where that comes from. Well, Gallup is out with a new poll revealing the most admired people of 2020. And this year, for the first time, President Donald Trump is the most admired man. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is the most admired woman. The runners-up include former President Barack Obama and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Okay, so I love what you said earlier, Jeff. You said, why admire a politician? So let's go around the horn. And
I've been hammering the government this show.
You have.
I've been after them this show.
But you know what? Let's see. You know, there's other people out there that are definitely worthy of being admired. So we're going to go around the horn. Erica, who are your most admired? Like a man and a woman, or it could just be one person?
Well, I went with two, and these were two of my favorite comeback stories of the year. So I went with comeback kids, LeBron James and Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta. They really met the moment and the movement from where they were. They were great examples of what you can do from where you are. And I love Portia's story because we've seen her evolution, and now her nickname is Portia Luther King, child. So Portia Luther Williams. So yes, those are my two picks for most admired.
And Jeff, what about you?
Those were great picks. Anything better than a politician, by the way. Mine is so cheesy, and I hate politics. My parents. Listen, I haven't seen my parents for almost a year now because of the disease and the COVID going around. But having my own house and my children at an age where they're running around and they're getting more difficult to deal with because they're turning into little humans, I appreciate what my parents did. Like, when I'm like, go to bed, and they're like, no. I'm like, they're a reflection of me, and I was a little jerk. So, Mom and Dad, I'm sorry for being a little jerk. Hopefully, you're proud of who I became, and I love you guys.
Your parents are awesome.
Yeah,
they're so
are.
Sweet.
They're so quiet.
So sweet.
No one would think this came from them. They'd be like, those aren't your parents. They're complete opposite.
Okay, and Brandon, for me, I'm going to pick the frontline healthcare workers because my sister's a nurse, her husband, my brother-in-law, also a nurse. And listen, those two and every single frontline healthcare worker, they should not have had to go through what they've gone through these last 9 months, holding people's hands by their bedside, watching people die when family members weren't around, telling family members that their loved ones have died, risking their own lives, getting COVID, all of that and above. I'm so grateful for our frontline healthcare workers, and I really just hope that it can get better from here on out because they shouldn't have to wake up and go face this invisible enemy, this war, every single day. What about you, Beelan?
Someone else that's on this war with this invisible enemy, Sam, immunologist Dr. Khamekia Corbett.
Ooh.
Remember, she's one of the lead scientists on the development on this vaccine. And I like to say representation breeds inspiration. And obviously, we talk about her representation within the Black community in science and her building that mistrust within the Black community in science, in the government, and that history with that. For males, I have to, I have to say, I messed it up. I was going to say, who is Alex Trebek for 400, but I messed it up. I messed up my own thing. But
we wouldn't have known the numbers.
Yeah, it was by 200-point increments. But, you know, I told you guys I lost my grandfather this year. And it's one of the moments I always have was when my mom used to drop us off in Richmond, Virginia at my grandparents' house. And they had one of those TVs where you had to turn the knob. And it was either Columbo, it was Matlock, or Jeopardy on that television. And I just remember that feeling of trying to outsmart my older brother or my grandmother or trying to get one of those 800-point questions. So everything that Alex Trebek, he tried to motivate people as he went through this cancer, and he was still being positive through all this, and just everything he embodied in terms of us being entertainers and realizing that our legacy is left with how we treat people and how we leave people feeling. So I had to go with Alex on that one.
Well said. Okay, so yesterday was an important day for Sir Anthony Hopkins. He celebrated 45 years of sobriety. That is incredible. The 82-year-old actor shared the good news in a video on Twitter where he also admitted to having tough days. Let's watch.
I have my off days and sometimes little bits of doubt and all that, but all in all, I say hang in there. Today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. You young people, don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid.
Wow. If only I could listen to him every single day. And there's a reason why they say with age comes wisdom, right? Are you following him?
I'm following him right now. And I need that kind of inspiration in my life on a daily basis.
And he's so humble that it's just Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't even put the sir in the name.
But he deserves that, sir.
Of course.
You would have the sir if you were knighted.
Listen, I would have it like on blank while I was getting knighted, and I'd change it at the same time. I just like that he doesn't have an agenda. He's just out there trying to help other people with what he struggles with to this day after 45 years old. So Sir Anthony Hopkins, I was already a fan. I'm even a bigger fan. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Mike, the situation. I knew Mike for about 5 years. That's about how long he's been sober. So hats off to him from being what he was on that Jersey Shore show to the man that he became now. And now he's blessed with a beautiful child, and he's got a great wife. And good for him. You could turn your life around whenever you want to make that turn.
So well said. And Brandon, also our very own Al Jackson just celebrated a year's sobriety. Yeah. He said it right here on our show. And you know, it's so great to see people. This is coming from someone who knows addiction very well, who has practiced the 12 steps as a codependent. I go to Al-Anon. But it's really great to see people talk about addiction now without feeling ashamed, because nobody should feel ashamed. So kudos to your buddy Mike, kudos to Al, kudos to all the viewers that also chime in, and Sir Anthony Hopkins. What did you make of it, Brandon?
I want to give a shout out to my older brother who just completed 5 years of sobriety.
Nice.
You know, Mike the Situation, our own Al Jackson, Sir Anthony Hopkins. But the biggest shout out, honestly, Jeff, Sam, Erica, is to my sister-in-law, Stacia, for being right there by his side during the dark years and during the sober years. So we all know that when we have someone who's fighting these demons or fighting when it comes to being sober, we all know that the family and the friends are affected. So shout out to my sister by being there.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Brandon, and to any of our viewers right now that are going through it. Please, 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 please consider going to Al-Anon. It is a lifesaver.
And you explain, because I didn't know what Al-Anon was, but that's exactly what Brandon said. It's a codependency, right? And explain it a little bit more, because I don't think you can explain it enough.
It's a lifesaver. If you have a family member or a friend that is an addict and you yourself don't know, because you end up becoming like controlling of it, right? They call you have codependent qualities, and you either think you're enabling them, you're either studying them, listening to their voice, looking at their eyes, are they dilated? It can completely ruin your life. So Al-Anon is a support group. It's in every community, every city. You can go, it's free, and you practice the 12 steps also, and you learn how to control yourself. You're not responsible for anybody else, and it really will be that lifeline that you need if you're going through it. So please, please, please consider it. Okay, so Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are the latest celebrities to get their own podcast. Their first episode came out yesterday. The Duke and Duchess and their famous friends look back on what they learned this year. But we know what you're wondering, and the answer is no. They did not talk about Megxit or any royal drama.
Why am I listening?
Well,
you weren't going to listen anyway.
They did have a special guest, Jeff.
All right.
A very special guest. It's not the Biebs.
Well, then I'm not listening.
But he's cute. He's a cutie. Check it out.
After me. Ready? Happy? What?
Happy? New?
New?
New.
Oh my gosh, that was 1-year-old Archie making his podcast debut. So here's cynics Jeff and Sam over here. Instead of like listening to that beautiful child say Happy New Year, we're like, wait, a 1-year-old can't say Happy New Year. And then I'm told in my ear, he's actually was born in May, so maybe he's like 18 months. But then I'm even like,
I think there's like some autocorrect in there, because I even heard like a little accent going on.
Hold on. Before we go down this road again, let's just be clear. I wasn't speculating. I thought some things, but I wasn't speculating. Y'all were, because it hit real close to home, because you both have kids around the same age, and then you started doing that. Let me compare and contrast.
Something's fishy.
Yeah.
Something's fishy. There's no way he could be smarter than my kid. You mean like that, Erica?
Yes, exactly.
But Brandon, I'm really, listen, I love Meghan Markle, how, you know, we're so used to the royals, and I know that they're no longer, they have titles anymore, but we're so used to them being buttoned up. For her to come out and start talking about like how hard it's been for her as a mom and her pregnancy and all those things, I just want to tune into some transparency, and I feel like that's who she is. Are you into this or no?
No, not really, but for the sake of this conversation, Erica said it a long time ago. She said that she was going to help modernize like the royal family and how the people look at them. So now I just see her, now that she's come in, they're going to be more relatable, having access to them, to their kid. And that's what people want. They want to see, like you said, transparency. They want to see normal people.
What do you hope to see in their podcast?
I want her to be able to speak her truth, because there's been a whole lot of people speaking for her, and she's a grown woman. She's very articulate. She can speak for herself, and that's what I want to hear her do. And I think that it's going to come a time where she's going to have a lot of testimony teaching to do.
I can't wait.
Can we get a little dirt though too? A little bit.
I know.
A little bit of royal dirt.
Well,
a little
tea, just a little tea.
Just get those white gloves dirty a little bit.
There are no clean stories.
And can we find out who dubbed his voice, the kid's voice?
Y'all need to stop, okay? Y'all need to stop hating on the child.
We're kidding. Students are using technology for a good cause, not just to post selfies on the gram. How a 3D printer is helping a toddler with a rare condition. And a mystery unfolds when a mom who dedicated her life to find the missing vanishes herself. That's next in True Crime Chronicles.
Closed captioning provided.
Welcome back to DBL. A mom who helped search for others mysteriously disappears. A year later, where could she be? Here's a look at the case in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Andrea Knebel was 37 years old. She was a mother of two, daughter and sister, living in Louisville, Kentucky. She was also a member of Missing in America, an online group who helped search for people whose cases went cold.
She was pretty bright, really eager, wanting to learn, to tune her investigative abilities. She was kind of a keyboard sleuth.
Could her involvement in that group have led to her disappearance?
You fail every day when you don't find her.
Let's go back to where it all began. It was summer 2019. Andrea was struggling to get her life on track.
She was evicted from her home. So I feel like she was probably overwhelmed and depressed with her situation, just as anybody would be with all that happening.
Andrea lost her home and her job. On August 12th, she went to her sister Erin's house to vent.
I told her maybe you should just go home and rest it off, and everything will be fine in the morning.
Little did Erin know that was the last time she would see her sister. Days later, she files a missing persons report, and investigators quickly began tracking Andrea's last moves from her cell phone.
She was taken to a McDonald's with the sister's boyfriend and her nephew.
There was nothing out of the ordinary. Phone records show she went back to her mother's house around 6:30 in the morning, where she made some calls and then went silent.
Her phone either went dead or it was turned off, and she disappeared.
Her family desperately looked for her.
Knocking on doors at midnight with a flyer and a flashlight. We've been through every ditch, under every bridge.
There's been little evidence and no sightings. Andrea disappeared without a trace. Why?
I think somebody in her circle, if the worst happened, I think that's where it happened. Somebody connected with the wrong industry, the wrong hobbies, maybe involved in things that are illegal.
There's no sign of foul play, so Andrea's family is hopeful she's still out there. It's a bizarre search for a woman who spent her life searching for so many others.
I am not going to quit. I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
And earlier, Jeff and Tori spoke with a reporter who has worked endlessly on this case. Take a look.
We're joined by investigative journalist Shay McAllister from WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, Shay, for being here. This story is a terrible twist of fate. Andrea, a mother who actually helped search for missing people, ended up becoming the focus of a search herself. Do you believe, Shay, her involvement in that may have led to her disappearance? And what was her role in that group?
So Andrea was a volunteer with the group Missing in America. She participated in searches on the ground. She worked a lot on social media, and she really tried to help private investigators with whatever leads they were following.
So Shay, there was no signs of foul play. Is there any chance Andrea ran away? And what does her family believe at this point?
Her family is pretty split on what exactly happened to Andrea. I think part of the family wants to think that she is still alive because there is no sign of foul play. There's no proof that she's dead. The reality is there's been no sign of life for more than a year. So I think that they're real about that. And at this point, they just want to know what happened.
I get that when the family doesn't want to believe, but we all
Still
kind of
a
know.
chance.
There's still
You
a
never
chance,
know.
but yeah, I do. There's always hope. It's been a little over a year now. What new leads are police pursuing? Are there any that you can tell us about?
Sure. So in this case, the most common lead comes in the form of sightings. Over the last 16 months, there have been more than 200 sightings. The private investigator tells us he's going out all the time, and so is Andrea's family. When they get a call about someone who looks like Andrea or someone who's in a car that resembled something that she might be in, they always go and check it out. It happens all the time. At this point, there's been no confirmed sightings.
Wow. And just really quick, how involved is the family? Sometimes you see families that are really involved, bugging the police, getting after it. Is that what Andrea's family is like? Have you seen them try and publicize this story?
Absolutely. They keep this story on the forefront of everyone's minds here in Louisville, Kentucky, and even beyond Kentucky. There's a huge social media presence in the search for her. They've had sightings all over the country. They are very dedicated to finding answers.
And being a parent myself, if there was a 0.0001 chance that we could still find one of my sons, I mean, you never give up hope as a parent, and it's only been a year, so, you know, I don't blame the parents at all for keeping this investigation going.
Not at all. And Shay, thank you for keeping it publicized as well. Social media is great in that way. To learn more about this story, just visit WHAS11.com. You can also listen to a new podcast episode about this case. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, Shay, thank you for keeping this in the news. We'll be right back.
Car accident and things.
Welcome back to DBL and today's Heart Threads. We're taking a look back as we end the year. It's a story from February that really restored our faith in humanity. Watch how a teacher and his group of 6th graders helped a little girl get a new lease on life. These students teamed up to help a toddler with a rare disease using 3D printing. 2-year-old Emmett was born with genetic disorders and heart defects, which require that she be on oxygen full-time. Ben Davis, a 6th grade teacher, came up with the idea for the project when he met Emmett with her family at a charity run.
I saw the need that somebody was chasing her with a backpack holding the tank. And I thought, that's something that 3D printing and 6th graders could accomplish.
Students worked all semester designing and printing oxygen tank holders before presenting them to Emmett's parents. For Emmett, the gift will bring greater mobility and freedom.
If she's just scooting and the oxygen's sitting there and I'll hear it, ah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to move that for you. So it will really allow her to gain that independence.
And for the students, it's a valuable life lesson.
It was amazing being able to help someone, not only like get the education from it, but also helping people.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consider.
Welcome back to DBL. We have some sad news to pass along. Gilligan's Island star Dawn Wells has passed away due to COVID. She played the iconic role of Mary Ann on the show. We actually interviewed Dawn just last year. The actress was a native of Reno, Nevada, died yesterday in Los Angeles, according to her publicist. She was just 82 years old. And I say just because I feel when we saw her so lively, so young, looked great, another loss to COVID.
Doesn't discriminate.
I know. And she also did something really cool with a clothing company for children and people that were faced with mobility disabilities. So, you know, not only was she an iconic actress and many people beloved her for her personality, but she really did help a lot of people. Her philanthropic efforts, I don't think a lot of people knew that about her. So prayers to her family, and she will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. Speaking of COVID, just great conversation today, guys. With the doctor, Coley, she texted me, thank you, Doc, and you guys having that conversation. Yeah. That's what I want to see on television.
Me too. We're lucky to have that.
That's what I want to see on television. What we're doing right here.
And
watch us. DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
on Daily Blast Live.
President Trump and Michelle Obama both top a year-ending list, but what do these two polar opposites have in common? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a mom still missing 1 year after her disappearance.
I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
What happened the night she vanished? Anthony Hopkins celebrates 45 years of sobriety, his inspiring message for anyone going through something right now.
Don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting.
And ringing in the new year like never before during a pandemic. How will you welcome 2021? Plus a sneak peek of J-Lo's New Year's Rockin' Eve performance in an empty Times Square.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, December 30th. We are almost done with 2020. Oof. I know. I know. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Brandon joining us from home. Let's get started because it's been the story of the year and still the coronavirus is raging across America. Yesterday was the deadliest day since the pandemic began with more than 3,700 deaths. And for the first time, the new, more contagious strain of COVID-19 has been confirmed in the U.S. It was found in a man in his 20s. Right here in Colorado, in our own backyard, just an hour and a half south of where we shoot this very show. The man had no history of travel and is in isolation. A second man, also in Colorado, is also thought to have the new strain. We'd also like to give our best to friend of the show, Dr. Drew Pinsky. He revealed he's tested positive for COVID-19 in this Instagram post. He also posted a video thanking everyone for their support and saying he had made it through the most difficult phase of the illness. I just spoke to Dr. Drew yesterday. He's doing well. He made it over that hump. Now he's saying the most difficult part, and we all know Dr. Drew, he's a mover and a shaker, is he wants to get out of that bed. He wants to go do his Dr. Drew stuff. So he's waiting till he's not contagious anymore, till he feels 100% better, and then he's going to go do his thing. Going back to this new strain and the two individuals right here in our own backyard, apparently this just came in. They are National Guardsmen that were sent to a nursing home that was overrun with the virus. So as of right now, we don't know if anybody in that nursing home had that variant, but those two both were working at that nursing home. So hopefully they will have a speedy recovery.
I just want to jump in and, you know, the labels and things that the government puts on certain issues, right, I don't like, because there's no taking that back, right? Once they let that genie out of the bottle, it's out. So what I'm trying to say is this is the most contagious strand of the virus. 2 people have it. How could you label something the most contagious if 2 people in America have it? Also, they said these people weren't traveled. Now we're finding out they were traveled, and they traveled to a nursing home or whatever it may be.
No, they didn't travel by plane. So they traveled from the Colorado State's Guard.
The information that I get, I don't trust from the government, is what I'm saying. The numbers of COVID, I don't trust. Not saying I don't believe in COVID. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not anti-COVID. I wear my mask. I didn't travel for the holidays because of COVID. I respect the disease for what it is. But what the government puts forth, I get a little nervous about, because they tell us things, governors, mayors, they say don't do this because this disease is very deadly, and they're doing the opposite of exactly what they tell us. From the top down, we're getting false information, and to scare the American public, including me and my family, and say this is the most contagious virus strain of the virus yet. 2 people have it. Don't scare the American public.
But what if it is? In the Erica, jump in.
Well, no, I don't disagree that we shouldn't just jump to conclusions, because we've already learned our lesson from the beginning of this pandemic, right? There was so much misinformation out there. No one knew exactly what to who to trust or what to trust. I think just like we have separation of church and state, we need separation of science and state, because ultimately I want to hear from scientists and medical professionals who are actually talking about what's happening with the people, for the people. There aren't like lobbyists involved in that. That's what I want to hear from. I understand what you're saying. I completely understand. I do think that it is important that we get information to people, but it has to be qualified in some capacity. So I agree with you in a lot of respects, but I do think it's important that we do understand that there is another strain and that we just continue to be vigilant.
Yeah, because what if they're sitting on it? What if they're what if they did sit on that information until they got new data? And I understand where you're coming from.
Well, then say that. Be transparent. Say we don't know much about this right now. It seemingly might be a little bit more. We don't have the numbers to do that. But they do
to a degree in the UK.
But the narrative that's out on the headlines is today, most deaths COVID's ever seen. Number one, more strain that's is coming to the U.S. Everybody panic. The numbers that they put out for COVID.
I'm going to be more hypervigilant, and because of that, and I want to be more hypervigilant if it's more contagious.
And I hear you. Listen, again, I respect the disease for what it is. And Brandon, I want to get you into this conversation.
After Jeff.
Yeah, I want to jump in, Jeff, because I share your same frustrations, but at the same time, like, what do you want them to do? And we're talking about this new virus that was brought to us in this country. Let's just talk about the first strand that hit us. It was a virus that was always changing, and the information that we kept getting was what we would get it after the scientists would know it. So of course there was going to be some mishaps. So I understand your frustration. My thing is just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want our leaders and officials to do?
First of all, follow their own direction. That's what I would love for them to do.
I agree with you
when they're saying don't go out and don't go with your families and stuff, and then you're on a plane giving those messages and you're going out to restaurants, that's the number one step. Maybe practice what you preach. Number two is, I don't like the control that they have over us with this virus, shutting down the whole country and everything that comes with it, and putting these numbers out that I frankly don't believe day after day are breaking their own records. There are pre-existing conditions that come with COVID. Maybe the COVID influenced that death. Maybe it didn't. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. And from Dr. Anthony Fauci from the very beginning of this saying it's not spread through the air. You don't have to worry about a mask because they wanted to save masks. So now, since he lied about that and admittedly lied, what else are they lying about that I don't know that the reason is for?
I do need to jump in on this because it's not influencing deaths. It's the catalyst to deaths.
In some cases.
But here's the thing: you don't want to just blanket statement that, because you have people who are having, kidney failure, organ failure. They're septic. They are have all of these different or emergency dialysis. There are so many things that have been catalyzed by COVID. If they hadn't gotten COVID, they wouldn't be in this situation. So it is a COVID-related death or COVID-related illness.
And I do agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate of that, right? Let's just take obesity, pre-existing condition, right? If you're so obese, your lungs expand when you get COVID, which causes more weight, which ultimately causes your death. But what was the cause of death? If you were going to die from a heart attack or that disease anyway, and then the COVID pushes you over the edge, what ultimately did you die from?
You died from COVID. You've never met someone who was overweight in their 90s? It doesn't.
I'm making a point very obscure, by the way. But I'm making a point here that's saying I don't believe all the deaths of COVID are related to COVID. If you die in a car accident and you happen to have COVID, they count that number as COVID. So I'm very skeptical about the numbers that they put out for COVID.
I don't believe that to be true. That if you died in a car accident and you had COVID, they're counting it as COVID. No, they're not counting it as COVID.
From things I've read and heard, yes, I've heard that.
No. I don't believe that to be true. I'm just going to say I do not believe that to be true.
Brandon?
That needs to be fact checked then, because there's one side of the country that is Team Erica on this one, and there's one side of the country that's Team Jeff on that. That needs to be fact checked, and that needs to be put out there on the open.
I agree with that, but I'm just telling you that my father gets funerals all the time that are not. Some of them aren't COVID related. It's during the age of COVID. It's very clear on what the cause of death was, and if it's a COVID death, they label it a COVID death because that means that he needs to come in with all of his PPE and all of that stuff in order to make sure that he's protecting himself. People are dying of other things. I understand that. But at the same time, these COVID numbers are not just coming out of thin air.
And you're right. And listen, I'm not dying on this hill. If I'm wrong and those numbers don't translate, I will definitely say I'm wrong. I'm just taking the other side of this. I've heard this too. If you get eaten by a shark and you have COVID, it's a COVID-related death, not a shark attack. I'm telling you, this is why I'm so confused, Erica, because these are the things that I hear and am listening to.
Well,
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but these are some of the numbers that might be proven to be true.
What would be the reason that a person would be tested for COVID after they were eaten by a shark, Jeff?
Because the government numbers are higher and they have more control over it.
Oh my God.
Hold
Listen, I'm telling you, this is my theory. What's wrong with it?
The good news is we have a team of producers that work with a verified team. They'll get us the facts, and at some point we will deliver that fact to our viewers. But the conversation, I'm reading your comments, it's the same exact conversations you're having at home with your family members. And to Brandon's point, literally, this 50-50 dialogue that you just had is exactly what I'm reading on our
And just to point this out, a couple months ago, the governor of Colorado got those numbers challenged because he didn't believe they were as high as he thought they were. So it's not, I'm not just making this up out of thin air. This is something that people are thinking, and I wanted to bring it up.
That's great, because then we can clarify.
Sorry
so
we didn't get to any
good.
other stories.
No, it's good. I know we didn't get to any other stories, but hey, we had a great conversation, so that's what matters. A little later, though, very important, our very own Dr. Coley will join us live to talk about this new COVID variant, what it means. We're going to hear from her, the expert, so stick around for that. Also, coming up on DBL, legendary actor Anthony Hopkins gives fans a very special year-end message in a new video, why it's resonating with a lot of people. Then later, a woman who dedicated her life to finding others disappears. The unsolved mystery later in True Crime Chronicles. And New Year's Eve is going to look a whole lot different this year. We'll show you what's being planned next. Welcome back to DBL. As we mentioned earlier, we're closely following the news of the new COVID-19 variant just discovered in Colorado. Dr. Pyle Coley joining us live. Okay, so first and foremost, so much has been going on behind the scenes. I just always want to keep it 100 and transparent with our viewers, Dr. Coley. Producer, so just I'm going to pull back the curtain. Producer, did you want me to ask Dr. Coley this, or we have our own team? What did you want me to do? Okay, so Dr. Coley, okay, so we do want to get your take, of course, on the new variant, the new COVID variant. However, we just had, I'm not sure if you overheard our previous conversation about COVID deaths. You did. And the inflated, whether or not the numbers.
To actually jump in.
Okay.
I was wishing I could have said my piece.
Please, we would love to hear from you on this one.
So I have to say, Jeff, that you're right, that in some places people are concerned that COVID deaths were being inflated, but that's not actually what's happening, because most places are drawing a distinction about death from COVID. So as a result of a complication of COVID, that's a direct complication, or death with COVID. So if you had COVID but died of a car accident or a shark bite, but doctors are legally required to report COVID if it was present at the time of death. So that's not meant to inflate the numbers. It's just something we have to put on the death certificate, and that's part of the reason that confusion is happening. But places are drawing that distinction so that we don't accidentally inflate the COVID deaths that are from COVID. Does that make sense?
And I just want to chime in. Thank you, doctor, for clearing that up, because I think I was confused a lot like other people. I'm not scared to admit when I'm wrong. So if you're telling me the facts and the truth and why you do that, I love that conversation and I love being educated on it.
But I think you're bringing up a good point, because there's been a lot of controversy of, are we over-reporting deaths? Like, if somebody loses their job and becomes depressed and commits suicide, you know, is that a death from COVID or not? That continues to remain an outstanding question, because had the pandemic never happened, maybe that would never have happened either, you know? But
well, it's good that we clarified that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, Dr. Coley. Okay, so now we want your take on this new variant. Do we know it to be, that's another discussion that we had earlier, do we know it to actually be 70% more contagious? Is that just is there moderate confidence in that? A whole lot of confidence?
No, there is a whole lot of confidence in that, you guys. It's 40 to 70% more contagious. And the changes that have occurred genetically, there's 23 genetic mutations that have accumulated in this strain that have actually made the spike protein, the part that binds to the human cells, more sticky. And we think that may be one of the mechanisms by which it is more contagious. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are getting sicker, but I also want to add something from what you guys were talking about earlier, which is that Jeff said there's only 2 cases. Jeff, there's only 2 documented cases. So I am very confident that this strain is actually much more widespread than what we've documented, but we've only done genetic analysis on 51,000 out of 17 million cases here. So the net that we're looking with has holes that are too big, so we're not catching the cases. But it's really not a scare tactic. It's what viruses do. They mutate in response to genetic pressure, evolutionary pressure, which is what we're putting on this, and they mutate to increase their survival. So, you know, it's not surprising to me the new strain is here, but it does make me put my guard up, because it does spread more easily and we have to be more careful with it.
Man, if every time 2 people got into a Facebook argument over this, we could just get Dr. Coley to like swoop in like a superhero and be like, you're right, but not about this, and you're right, but not about that.
It would save a lot of relationships.
Without a barf emoji or a clown emoji?
Dr. Coley, really quick, I think we have like 20, 30 seconds with you. You mentioned you got the vaccine, but you got sick, which is a sign of it working, right? Boosting your immune system. But can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How sick did you get?
Yeah, you know, I think it was mostly that I was so excited about it, you guys. I didn't expect that I would feel under the weather. But, you know, 2/3 to 3/4 of people feel sick. So I had some arm pain. I had a little fever. Took the next day off. I stayed home. But within 24 hours, all my symptoms were gone. So, you know, I'm ready for that second shot. And I know it might be worse the second time around, but I'm ready for my immune system to make those antibodies.
Doc, we appreciate you in 2020.
Yes,
we really do.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back.
People are wearing them.
Welcome back to DBL. That was J-Lo giving us a sneak peek at rehearsals for her upcoming performance at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. So speaking of which, this New Year's is going to look very different, thank you, COVID, with a virtual ball drop in Times Square. There will be some folks in attendance, frontline healthcare workers, but they will be spaced out rather than packed in like we're used to seeing. Meantime, fireworks shows like these have been canceled in cities all across the globe, from Vegas to Paris and even in Sydney. Woo! Okay, so do we have Brandon here too? Okay, so let's go around the horn. I'm curious what everybody's doing for New Year's. Jeff, starting with you.
The COVID numbers are skewed. Oh, New Year's Eve, sorry. We're just staying in. We're barbecuing, which is wonderful. And the most wonderful part of the new year, Justin Bieber's putting on a concert New Year's Eve. You pay $25. If you got T-Mobile, it's free. I feel like I'm a promoter for it.
Yeah,
but
you are.
JB and New Year's Eve with the fam doesn't get any better.
My husband and I are just going to grill and chill on the patio next to the fire and watch all of what I'm sure will be unsanctioned, illegal fireworks show. But I am not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to enjoy the show.
No, don't be a snitch, Erica.
I'm not going to snitch.
Honey.
I want to see.
Okay. Brandon, what about you?
I still had to wake up off of Erica's New Year's Eve plans. I'm sorry. Erica, come on now.
Whoa. Well, what are you doing?
Excuse you?
Yeah.
What? What's your big plan?
I have four different New Year's celebrations planned. Because I have two friends that are overseas, one in Amsterdam, one in the UK, and then I have friends in New York City, and then obviously my own New Year's celebration here. So I'm going to be cheersing and toasting all day.
Wavy go global.
Your Zoom-in New Year's Eve is better than grilling and chilling next to a fire on the patio watching unsolicited, unsanctioned fireworks. Didn't think so. Sam, what about you?
It sounds like you're going to have fluffy pajamas on while you do that.
Oh, I might.
I'm not. I'm going to dress up. That's okay, Brandon. I'm curious if you're going to dress up. I'm going to dress up. Of course, I'll be in my home, but I'm going to wear sequins. Sophie's going to be in sequins. Oh. We're going to have decorations, a nice dinner, and we're going to ring it in the right way. Brandon, are you going to dress up?
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you going to ring it in?
Okay, enough. Coming up on DBL, we're like a family up here.
There's stones being thrown
couple, Harry and Meghan are chatting it up on their new podcast. Don't miss their first episode.
Promotional.
All right, we're getting a lot of comments in regard to you, Jeff, and your take on COVID. Now, many people, I should say, do agree with you. However, there's a lot of comments echoing this sentiment as well. Leslie on Facebook says, Jeff, once you see a loved one on a ventilator over Zoom, you might get the stress.
Yeah, and Leslie, listen, I'm sympathetic for you, and I'm not saying COVID is not real. What I'm saying is media is so skewed these days, I have to question it, not only for myself and my family, but for you, the viewer out there. You should appreciate that someone's giving a counterpoint of view on a show so you know the truth, or at least question what the government says the truth is. That's all I'm trying to do here. I sympathize with you and your loved ones that are sick, and we try to have conversations on the show to educate ourselves and along with you guys watching in and hopefully educate you too. I'm not dying on any hill. If Dr. Coley says I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with that. I hope I'm wrong every day if we could learn something from it.
Amen. Well said. Wow. And remember to watch DBL on Facebook or YouTube because you can chat with other viewers and then also with us hosts during the commercials. We're going to read your comments on TV like we just did. Jeff just responded to Leslie. There you go. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Harry and Meghan have just dropped the first episode of their new Spotify podcast. In case you missed it, we've got it. And Oscar-winning actor Anthony Hopkins posts an uplifting video message on social media. Why it's just what we needed. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Beelan joining us from home.
Wavy.
Oh, yeah, wavy. If you watched yesterday's show, you know where that comes from. Well, Gallup is out with a new poll revealing the most admired people of 2020. And this year, for the first time, President Donald Trump is the most admired man. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is the most admired woman. The runners-up include former President Barack Obama and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Okay, so I love what you said earlier, Jeff. You said, why admire a politician? So let's go around the horn. And
I've been hammering the government this show.
You have.
I've been after him this show.
But you know what? There's other people out there that are definitely worthy of being admired. So we're going to go around the horn. Erica, who are your most admired, like a man and a woman, or it could just be one person?
Well, I went with two, and these were two of my favorite comeback stories of the year. So I went with comeback kids, LeBron James and Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta. They really met the moment and the movement from where they were. They were great examples of what you can do from where you are. And I love Portia's story because we've seen her evolution, and now her nickname is Portia Luther King, child. So Portia Luther Williams. So yes, those are my two picks for most admired.
And Jeff, what about you?
Those were great picks. Anything better than a politician, by the way. Mine is so cheesy, and I hate politics. My parents. Listen, I haven't seen my parents for almost a year now because of the disease and the COVID going around. But having my own house and my children at an age where they're running around and they're getting more difficult to deal with because they're turning into little humans, I appreciate what my parents did. Like, when I'm like, go to bed, and they're like, no. I'm like, they're a reflection of me, and I was a little jerk. So, Mom and Dad, I'm sorry for being a little jerk. Hopefully, you're proud of who I became, and I love you guys.
Your parents are awesome.
Yeah,
they're so
are.
Sweet.
They're so quiet.
So sweet.
No one would think this came from them. They'd be like, those aren't your parents. That were complete opposite.
Okay, and Brandon, for me, I'm going to pick the frontline healthcare workers because my sister's a nurse, her husband, my brother-in-law, also a nurse. And listen, those two and every single frontline healthcare worker, they should not have had to go through what they've gone through these last 9 months, holding people's hands by their bedside, watching people die when family members weren't around, telling family members that their loved ones have died, risking their own lives, getting COVID, all of that and above. I'm so grateful for our frontline healthcare workers, and I really just hope that it can get better from here on out because they shouldn't have to wake up and go face this invisible enemy, this war, every single day. What about you, Beelan?
Someone else that's on this war with this invisible enemy, Sam, immunologist Dr. Khamekia Corbett.
Ooh.
Remember, she's one of the lead scientists on the development on this vaccine. And I like to say representation breeds inspiration. And obviously, we talk about her representation within the Black community in science and her building that mistrust within the Black community in science and the government and that history with that. For males, I have to, I have to say, I messed it up. I was going to say, who is Alex Trebek for 400, but I messed it up. I messed up my own thing. But
we wouldn't have known the numbers.
Yeah, it was by 200-point increments. But, you know, I told you guys I lost my grandfather this year. And it's one of the moments I always have was when my mom used to drop us off in Richmond, Virginia at my grandparents' house. And they had one of those TVs where you had to turn the knob. And it was either Columbo, it was Matlock, or Jeopardy on that television. And I just remember that feeling of trying to outsmart my older brother or my grandmother or trying to get one of those 800-point questions. So everything that Alex Trebek, he tried to motivate people as he went through this cancer, and he was still being positive through all this, and just everything he embodied in terms of us being entertainers and realizing that our legacy is left with how we treat people and how we leave people feeling. So I had to go with Alex on that one.
Well said. Okay, so yesterday was an important day for Sir Anthony Hopkins. He celebrated 45 years of sobriety. That is incredible. The 82-year-old actor shared the good news in a video on Twitter where he also admitted to having tough days. Let's watch.
I have my off days and sometimes little bits of doubt and all that, but all in all, I say hang in there. Today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. You young people, Don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid.
Wow. If only I could listen to him every single day. And there's a reason why they say with age comes wisdom, right? Are you following him?
I'm following him right now. And I need that kind of inspiration in my life on a daily basis.
And he's so humble that it's just Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't even put the sir in the name.
But he deserves that, sir.
Of course.
You would have the sir if you were knighted.
Listen, I would have it like on blank while I was getting knighted, and I change it at the same time. I just like that he doesn't have an agenda. He's just out there trying to help other people with what he struggles with to this day after 45 years old. So, Sir Anthony Hopkins, I was already a fan. I'm even a bigger fan. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Mike, the situation. I knew Mike for about 5 years. That's about how long he's been sober. So hats off to him from being what he was on that Jersey Shore show to the man that he became now. And now he's blessed with a beautiful child, and he's got a great wife. And good for him. You could turn your life around whenever you want to make that turn.
So well said. And Brandon, also our very own Al Jackson just celebrated a year's sobriety. Yeah. He said it right here on our show. And you know, it's so great to see people. This is coming from someone who knows addiction very well, who has practiced the 12 steps as a codependent. I go to Al-Anon. But it's really great to see people talk about addiction now without feeling ashamed, because nobody should feel ashamed. So kudos to your buddy Mike, kudos to Al, kudos to all the viewers that also chime in, and Sir Anthony Hopkins. What did you make of it, Brandon?
I want to give a shout out to my older brother who just completed 5 years of sobriety.
Nice.
You know, Mike the Situation, our own Al Jackson, Sir Anthony Hopkins. But the biggest shout out, honestly, Jeff, Sam, Erica, is to my sister-in-law, Stacia, for being right there by his side during the dark years and during the sober years. So we all know that when we have someone who's fighting these demons or fighting when it comes to being sober, we all know that the family and the friends are affected. So shout out to my sister by being there.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Brandon, and to any of our viewers right now that are going through it. Please, 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 please consider going to Al-Anon. It is a lifesaver.
And you explain, because I didn't know what Al-Anon was, but that's exactly what Brandon said. It's a codependency, right? And explain it a little bit more, because I don't think you can explain it enough.
It's a lifesaver. If you have a family member or a friend that is an addict and you yourself don't know, because you end up becoming like controlling of it, right? They call you have codependent qualities, and you either think you're enabling them, you're either studying them, listening to their voice, looking at their eyes, are they dilated? It can completely ruin your life. So Al-Anon is a support group. It's in every community, every city. You can go, it's free, and you practice the 12 steps also, and you learn how to control yourself. You're not responsible for anybody else, and it really will be that lifeline that you need if you're going through it. So please, please, please consider it. Okay, so Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are the latest celebrities to get their own podcast. Their first episode came out yesterday. The Duke and Duchess and their famous friends look back on what they learned this year. But we know what you're wondering, and the answer is no. They did not talk about Megxit or any royal drama.
Why am I listening?
Well,
you weren't going to listen anyway.
They did have a special guest, Jeff.
All right.
A very special guest. It's not the Biebs.
Well, then I'm not listening.
But he's cute. He's a cutie. Check it out.
After me. Ready? Happy? What?
Happy? New?
New?
New.
Oh my gosh, that was one-year-old Archie making his podcast debut. So here's cynics Jeff and Sam over here. Instead of like listening to that beautiful child say Happy New Year, we're like, wait, a one-year-old can't say Happy New Year. And then I'm told in my ear, he's actually was born in May, so maybe he's like 18 months. But then I'm even like,
I think there's like some autocorrect in there, because I even heard like a little accent going on.
Hold on. Before we go down this road again, let's just be clear. I wasn't speculating. I thought some things, but I wasn't speculating. Y'all were, because it hit real close to home, because you both have kids around the same age, and then you started doing that. Let me compare and contrast.
Something's fishy.
Yeah.
Something's fishy. There's no way he could be smarter than my kid. You mean like that, Erica?
Yes, exactly.
But Brandon, listen, I love Meghan Markle, how, you know, we're so used to the royals, and I know that they have titles anymore, but we're so used to them being buttoned up. For her to come out and start talking about like how hard it's been for her as a mom and her pregnancy and all those things, I just want to tune into some transparency, and I feel like that's who she is. Are you into this or no?
No, not really, but for the sake of this conversation, Erica said it a long time ago. She said that she was going to help modernize like the royal family and how the people look at them. So now I just see her, now that she's come in, they're going to be more relatable, having access to them, to their kid. And that's what people want. They want to see, like you said, transparency. They want to see normal people.
What do you hope to see in their podcast?
I want her to be able to speak her truth, because there's been a whole lot of people speaking for her, and she's a grown woman. She's very articulate. She can speak for herself, and that's what I want to hear her do. And I think that it's going to come a time where she's going to have a lot of testimony teaching to do.
I can't wait.
Can we get a little dirt though, too? A little bit.
I know.
A little bit of royal dirt.
Well, you know,
just a little tea.
Just get those white gloves dirty a little bit.
There are no clean stories.
And can we find out who dubbed his voice, the kid's voice?
Y'all need to stop, okay? Y'all need to stop hating on the child.
We're kidding. Students are using technology for a good cause, not just to post selfies on the gram. How a 3D printer is helping a toddler with a rare condition. And a mystery unfolds when a mom who dedicated her life to find the missing vanishes herself. That's next in True Crime Chronicles.
Closed.
Welcome back to DBL. A mom who helped search for others mysteriously disappears. A year later, where could she be? Here's a look at the case in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Andrea Knebel was 37 years old. She was a mother of two, daughter and sister, living in Louisville, Kentucky. She was also a member of Missing in America, an online group who helped search for people whose cases went cold.
She was pretty bright, really eager, wanting to learn, to tune her investigative abilities. She was kind of a keyboard sleuth.
Could her involvement in that group have led to her disappearance?
You fail every day when you don't find her.
Let's go back to where it all began. It was summer 2019. Andrea was struggling to get her life on track.
She was evicted from her home, so I feel like she was probably overwhelmed and depressed with her situation, just as anybody would be with all that happening.
Andrea lost her home and her job. On August 12th, she went to her sister Erin's house to vent.
I told her maybe you should just go home and rest it off, and everything will be fine in the morning.
Little did Erin know that was the last time she would see her sister. Days later, she files a missing persons report, and investigators quickly began tracking Andrea's last moves from her cell phone.
She was taken to a McDonald's with the sister's boyfriend and her nephew.
There was nothing out of the ordinary. Phone records show she went back to her mother's house around 6:30 in the morning, where she made some calls and then went silent.
Her phone either went dead or it was turned off and she disappeared.
Her family desperately looked for her.
Knocking on doors at midnight with a flyer and a flashlight. We've been through every ditch, under every bridge.
There's been little evidence and no sightings. Andrea disappeared without a trace. Why?
I think somebody in her circle, if the worst happened, I think that's where it happened. Somebody connected with the wrong industry, the wrong hobbies, maybe involved in things that are illegal.
There's no sign of foul play, so Andrea's family is hopeful she's still out there. It's a bizarre search for a woman who spent her life searching for so many others.
I am not going to quit. I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
And earlier, Jeff and Tori spoke with a reporter who has worked endlessly on this case. Take a look.
We're joined by investigative journalist Shay McAllister from WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, Shay, for being here. This story is a terrible twist of fate. Andrea, a mother who actually helped search for missing people, ended up becoming the focus of a search herself. Do you believe, Shay, her involvement in that may have led to her disappearance? And what was her role in that group?
So Andrea was a volunteer with the group Missing in America. She participated in searches on the ground. She worked a lot on social media, and she really tried to help private investigators with whatever leads they were following.
So Shay, there was no signs of foul play. Is there any chance Andrea ran away? And what does her family believe at this point?
Her family is pretty split on what exactly happened to Andrea. I think part of the family wants to think that she is still alive because there is no sign of foul play. There's no proof that she's dead. The reality is there's been no sign of life for more than a year. So I think that they're real about that. And at this point, they just want to know what happened.
I get that when the family doesn't want to believe, but we all
still
kind of know. There's still a chance, but yeah, I do. There's always hope. It's been a little over a year now. What new leads are police pursuing? Are there any that you can tell us about?
Sure. So in this case, the most common lead comes in the form of sightings. Over the last 16 months, there have been more than 200 sightings. The private investigator tells us he's going out all the time, and so is Andrea's family. When they get a call about someone who looks like Andrea or someone who's in a car that resembled something that she might be in, they always go and check it out. It happens all the time. At this point, there's been no confirmed sightings.
Wow. And just really quick, how involved is the family? Sometimes you see families that are really involved, bugging the police, getting after it. Is that what Andrea's family is like? Have you seen them try and publicize this story?
Absolutely. They keep this story on the forefront of everyone's minds here in Louisville, Kentucky, and even beyond Kentucky. There's a huge social media presence in the search for her. They've had sightings all over the country. They are very dedicated to finding answers.
And being a parent myself, if there was a 0.0001 chance that we could still find one of my sons, I mean, you never give up hope as a parent, and it's only been a year, so, you know, I don't blame the parents at all for keeping this investigation going.
Not at all. And Shay, thank you for keeping it publicized as well. Social media is great in that way. To learn more about this story, just visit WHAS11.com. You can also listen to a new podcast episode about this case. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, Shay, thank you for keeping this in the news. We'll be right back.
Cell phone repair.
Did you know Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need? Just get a quote at libertymutual.com.
We're taking a look back as we end the year. It's a story from February that really restored our faith in humanity. Watch how a teacher and his group of 6th graders helped a little girl get a new lease on life. These students teamed up to help a toddler with a rare disease using 3D printing. 2-year-old Emmett was born with genetic disorders and heart defects, which require that she be on oxygen full-time. Ben Davis, a 6th grade teacher, came up with the idea for the project when he met Emmett with her family at a charity run.
I saw the need that somebody was chasing her with a backpack holding the tank. And I thought, that's something that 3D printing and 6th graders could accomplish.
Students worked all semester designing and printing oxygen tank holders before presenting them to Emmett's parents. For Emmett, the gift will bring greater mobility and freedom.
If she's just scooting and the oxygen's sitting there and I'll hear it, ah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to move that for you. So it will really allow her to gain that independence.
And for the students, it's a valuable life lesson.
It was amazing being able to help someone, not only like get the education from it, but also helping people.
We'll be right back.
Promotion.
Welcome back to DBL. We have some sad news to pass along. Gilligan's Island star Dawn Wells has passed away due to COVID. She played the iconic role of Mary Ann on the show. We actually interviewed Dawn just last year. The actress was a native of Reno, Nevada, died yesterday in Los Angeles, according to her publicist. She was just 82 years old. And I say just because I feel when we saw her so lively, so young, looked great, another loss to COVID.
Doesn't discriminate.
I know. And she also did something really cool with a clothing company for children and people that were faced with mobility disabilities. So, you know, not only was she an iconic actress and many people beloved her for her personality, but she really did help a lot of people. Her philanthropic efforts, I don't think a lot of people knew that about her. So prayers to her family, and she will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. Speaking of COVID, just great conversation today, guys. With the doctor, Coley, she texted me, thank you, Doc, and you guys having that conversation. Yeah. That's what I want to see on television.
Me too. We're lucky to have that.
That's what I want to see on television.
So
what we're doing right here.
And
watch us.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. President Trump and Michelle Obama both top a year-ending list, but what do these two polar opposites have in common? In today's True Crime Chronicles, the case of a mom still missing 1 year after her disappearance.
I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
What happened the night she vanished? Anthony Hopkins celebrates 45 years of sobriety, his inspiring message for anyone going through something right now.
Don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting.
And ringing in the new year like never before during a pandemic. How will you welcome 2021? Plus a sneak peek of J-Lo's New Year's Rockin' Eve performance in an empty Times Square.
Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Wednesday, December 30th. We are almost done with 2020. Oof. I know. I know. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Brandon joining us from home. Let's get started because it's been the story of the year and still the coronavirus is raging across America. Yesterday was the deadliest day since the pandemic began with more than 3,700 deaths. And for the first time, the new, more contagious strain of COVID-19 has been confirmed in the U.S. It was found in a man in his 20s. Right here in Colorado, in our own backyard, just an hour and a half south of where we shoot this very show. The man had no history of travel and is in isolation. A second man, also in Colorado, is also thought to have the new strain. We'd also like to give our best to friend of the show, Dr. Drew Pinsky. He revealed he's tested positive for COVID-19 in this Instagram post. He also posted a video thanking everyone for their support and saying he had made it through the most difficult phase of the illness. I just spoke to Dr. Drew yesterday. He's doing well. He made it over that hump. Now he's saying the most difficult part, and we all know Dr. Drew, he's a mover and a shaker, is he wants to get out of that bed. He wants to go do his Dr. Drew stuff. So he's waiting till he's not contagious anymore, till he feels 100% better, and then he's going to go do his thing. Going back to this new strain and the two individuals right here in our own backyard, apparently this just came in. They are National Guardsmen that were sent to a nursing home that was overrun with the virus. So as of right now, we don't know if anybody in that nursing home had that variant, but those two both were working at that nursing home. So hopefully they will have a speedy recovery.
I just want to jump in and, you know, the labels and things that the government puts on certain issues, right, I don't like, because there's no taking that back, right? Once they let that genie out of the bottle, it's out. So what I'm trying to say is this is the most contagious strand of the virus. 2 people have it. How could you label something the most contagious if 2 people in America have it? Also, they said these people weren't traveled. Now we're finding out they were traveled, and they traveled to a nursing home or whatever it may be.
No, they didn't travel by plane. So they traveled from the Colorado State's Guard.
The information that I get, I don't trust from the government, is what I'm saying. The numbers of COVID, I don't trust. Not saying I don't believe in COVID. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm not anti-COVID. I wear my mask. I didn't travel for the holidays because of COVID. I respect the disease for what it is. But what the government puts forth, I get a little nervous about, because they tell us things, governors, mayors, they say don't do this because this disease is very deadly, and they're doing the opposite of exactly what they tell us. From the top down, we're getting false information, and to scare the American public, including me and my family, and say this is the most contagious strain of the virus yet. 2 people have it. Don't scare the American public.
But what if it is? In the Erica, jump in.
Well, no, I don't disagree that we shouldn't just jump to conclusions, because we've already learned our lesson from the beginning of this pandemic, right? There was so much misinformation out there. No one knew exactly what to who to trust or what to trust. I think just like we have separation of church and state, we need separation of science and state, because ultimately I want to hear from scientists and medical professionals who are actually talking about what's happening with the people, for the people. There aren't like lobbyists involved in that. That's what I want to hear from. I understand what you're saying. I completely understand. I do think that it is important that we get information to people, but it has to be qualified in some capacity. So I agree with you in a lot of respects, but I do think it's important that we do understand that there is another strain and that we just continue to be vigilant.
Yeah, because what if they're sitting on it? What if they did sit on that information until they got new data? And I understand where you're coming from.
Well, then say that. Be transparent. Say we don't know much about this right now. It seemingly might be a little bit more. We don't have the numbers to do that. But they
do to a degree in the UK.
But the narrative that's out on the headlines is today, most deaths COVID's ever seen. Number one, more strand that's is coming to the U.S. Everybody panic. The numbers that they put out for COVID.
I'm going to be more hypervigilant, and because of that, and I want to be more hypervigilant if it's more contagious.
And I hear you. Listen, again, I respect the disease for what it is. And Brandon, I want to get you into this conversation.
After Jeff.
Yeah, I want to jump in, Jeff, because I share your same frustrations, but at the same time, like, what do you want them to do? And we're talking about this new virus that was brought to us in this country. Let's just talk about the first strand that hit us. It was a virus that was always changing, and the information that we kept getting was what we would get it after the scientists would know it. So of course there was going to be some mishaps. So I understand your frustration. My thing is just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want our leaders and officials to do?
First of all, follow their own direction. That's what I would love for them to do.
I agree with you
when
there.
they're saying don't go out and don't go with your families and stuff, and then you're on a plane giving those messages and you're going out to restaurants, that's the number one step. Maybe practice what you preach. Number two is, I don't like the control that they have over us with this virus, shutting down the whole country and everything that comes with it, and putting these numbers out that I frankly don't believe day after day are breaking their own records. There are pre-existing conditions that come with COVID. Maybe the COVID influenced that death. Maybe it didn't. I don't know where these numbers are coming from. And from Dr. Anthony Fauci from the very beginning of this saying it's not spread through the air. You don't have to worry about a mask because they wanted to save masks. So now, since he lied about that and admittedly lied, what else are they lying about that I don't know that the reason is for?
I do need to jump in on this because it's not influencing deaths. It's the catalyst to deaths.
In some cases.
But here's the thing: you don't want to just blanket statement that, because you have people who are having, kidney failure, organ failure. They're septic. They are have all of these different emergency dialysis. There are so many things that have been catalyzed by COVID. If they hadn't gotten COVID, they wouldn't be in this situation. So it is a COVID-related death or COVID-related illness.
And I do agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate of that, right? Let's just take obesity, pre-existing condition, right? If you're so obese, your lungs expand when you get COVID, which causes more weight, which ultimately causes your death. But what was the cause of death? If you were going to die from a heart attack or that disease anyway, and then the COVID pushes you over the edge, what ultimately did you die from?
You died from COVID. You've never met someone who was overweight in their 90s? It doesn't.
I'm making a point very obscure, by the way, but I'm making a point here that's saying I don't believe all the deaths of COVID are related to COVID. If you die in a car accident and you happen to have COVID, they count that number as COVID. So I'm very skeptical about the numbers that they put out for COVID.
I don't believe that to be true. That if you died in a car accident and you had COVID, they're counting it as COVID. No, they're not counting it as COVID.
From things I've read and heard, yes, I've heard that.
No. I don't believe that to be true. I'm just going to say I do not believe that to be true.
Brandon?
That needs to be fact-checked then, because there's one side of the country that is Team Erica on this one, and there's one side of the country that's Team Jeff on that. That needs to be fact-checked, and that needs to be put out there on the open. I
agree with that, but I'm just telling you that my father gets funerals all the time that are not, some of them aren't COVID related. It's during the age of COVID. It's very clear on what the cause of death was. And if it's a COVID death, they label it a COVID death because that means that he needs to come in with all of his PPE and all of that stuff in order to make sure that he's protecting himself. People are dying of other things. I understand that. But at the same time, these COVID numbers are not just coming out of thin air.
And you're right. And listen, I'm not dying on this hill. If I'm wrong and those numbers don't translate, I will definitely say I'm wrong. I'm just taking the other side of this. I've heard this too. If you get eaten by a shark and you have COVID, it's a COVID-related death, not a shark attack. I'm telling you, this is why I'm so confused, Erica, because these are the things that I hear and am listening to.
Well,
I'm not a conspiracy guy, but these are some of the numbers that might be proven to be true.
What would be the reason that a person would be tested for COVID after they were eaten by a shark, Jeff?
Because the government numbers are higher and they have more control over them.
Oh my God.
Hold up.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is my theory. What's wrong with it?
The good news is we have a team of producers that work with a verified team. They'll get us the facts, and at some point we will deliver that fact to our viewers. But the conversation, I'm reading your comments, is the same exact conversations you're having at home with your family members. And to Brandon's point, literally, This 50-50 dialogue that you just had is exactly what I'm reading on our
And just to point this out, a couple months ago, the governor of Colorado got those numbers challenged because he didn't believe they were as high as he thought they were. So it's not, I'm not just making this up out of thin air. This is something that people are thinking, and I wanted to bring it up.
That's great, because then we can clarify.
Sorry
so
we didn't get to any other stories.
No, it's good. I know we didn't get to any other stories, but hey, we had a great conversation, so that's what matters. A little later, though, very important, our very own Dr. Coley will join us live to talk about this new COVID variant, what it means. We're going to hear from her, the expert, so stick around for that. Also, coming up on DBL, legendary actor Anthony Hopkins gives fans a very special year-end message in a new video, why it's resonating with a lot of people. Then later, a woman who dedicated her life to finding others disappears. The unsolved mystery later in True Crime Chronicles. And New Year's Eve is going to look a whole lot different this year. We'll show you what's being planned next. Welcome back to DBL. As we mentioned earlier, we're closely following the news of the new COVID-19 variant just discovered in Colorado. Dr. Pyle Coley joining us live. Okay, so first and foremost, so much has been going on behind the scenes. I just always want to keep it 100 and transparent with our viewers, Dr. Coley. Producer, so just I'm going to pull back the curtain. Producer, did you want me to ask Dr. Coley this, or we have our own team? What did you want me to do? Okay, so Dr. Coley, okay, so we do want to get your take, of course, on the new variant, the new COVID variant. However, we just had, I'm not sure if you overheard our previous conversation about COVID deaths. You did. And the inflated, whether or not the numbers.
To actually jump in.
Okay.
I was wishing I could have said my piece.
Please, we would love to hear from you on this one.
So I have to say, Jeff, that you're right, that in some places people are concerned that COVID deaths were being inflated, but that's not actually what's happening, because most places are drawing a distinction about death from COVID. So as a result of a complication of COVID, that's a direct complication, or death with COVID. So if you had COVID but died of a car accident or a shark bite, but doctors are legally required to report COVID if it was present at the time of death. So that's not meant to inflate the numbers. It's just just something we have to put on the death certificate, and that's part of the reason that that confusion is happening. But places are drawing that distinction so that we don't accidentally inflate the COVID deaths that are from COVID. Does that make sense?
And I just want to chime in. Thank you, doctor, for clearing that up, because I think I was confused a lot like other people. I'm not scared to admit when I'm wrong. So if you're telling me the facts and the truth and why you do that, I love that conversation and I love being educated on it.
But I think you're bringing up a good point, because there's been a lot of controversy of, are we over-reporting deaths? Like, if somebody loses their job and becomes depressed and commits suicide, you know, is that a death from COVID or not? That continues to remain an outstanding question, because had the pandemic never happened, maybe that would never have happened either, you know? But
it's good that we clarified that.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that, Dr. Coley. Okay, so now we want your take on this new variant. Do we know it to be, that's another discussion that we had earlier, do we know it to actually be 70% more contagious? Is that just is there moderate confidence in that? A whole lot of confidence?
No, there is a whole lot of confidence in that, you guys. It's 40 to 70% more contagious. And the changes that have occurred genetically, there's 23 genetic mutations that have accumulated in this strain that have actually made the spike protein, the part that binds to the human cells, more sticky. And we think that may be one of the mechanisms by which it is more contagious. It doesn't necessarily mean that people are getting sicker, but I also want to add something from what you guys were talking about earlier, which is that Jeff said there's only 2 cases. Jeff, there's only 2 documented cases. So I am very confident that this strain is actually much more widespread than what we've documented, but we've only done genetic analysis on 51,000 out of 17 million cases here. So the net that we're looking with has holes that are too big, so we're not catching the cases. But it's really not a scare tactic. It's what viruses do. They mutate in response to genetic pressure, evolutionary pressure, which is what we're putting on this, and they mutate to increase their survival. So, you know, it's not surprising to me the new strain is here, but it does make me put my guard up, because it does spread more easily and we have to be more careful with it.
Man, if every time 2 people got into a Facebook argument over this, we could just get Dr. Coley to like swoop in like a superhero and be like, you're right, but not about this, and you're right, but not about that.
It would save a lot of relationships.
Without a barf emoji or a clown emoji?
Dr. Coley, really quick, I think we have like 20, 30 seconds with you. You mentioned you got the vaccine, but you got sick, which is a sign of it working, right? Boosting your immune system. But can you elaborate a little bit more on that? How sick did you get?
Yeah, you know, I think it was mostly that I was so excited about it, you guys. I didn't expect that I would feel under the weather. But, you know, 2/3 to 3/4 of people feel sick. So I had some arm pain. I had a little fever. Took the next day off. I stayed home. But within 24 hours, all my symptoms were gone. So, you know, I'm ready for that second shot. And I know it might be worse the second time around, but I'm ready for my immune system to make those antibodies.
Doc, we appreciate you in 2020.
Yes,
we really do.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much, Doctor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DBL. That was J-Lo giving us a sneak peek at rehearsals for her upcoming performance at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. So speaking of which, this New Year's is going to look very different, thank you, COVID, with a virtual ball drop in Times Square. There will be some folks in attendance, frontline healthcare workers, but they will be spaced out rather than packed in like we're used to seeing. Meantime, fireworks shows like these have been canceled in cities all across the globe, from Vegas to Paris and even in Sydney. Woo! Okay, so do we have Brandon here too? Okay, so let's go around the horn. I'm curious what everybody's doing for New Year's. Jeff, starting with you.
The COVID numbers are skewed. Oh, New Year's Eve, sorry. We're just staying in. We're barbecuing, which is wonderful. And the most wonderful part of the new year, Justin Bieber's putting on a concert New Year's Eve. You pay $25. If you got T-Mobile, it's free. I feel like I'm a promoter for it.
Yeah,
but
you are.
JB, New Year's Eve with the fam. Doesn't get any better.
My husband and I are just going to grill and chill on the patio next to the fire and watch all of the, what I'm sure will be unsanctioned, illegal fireworks show. But I am not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to enjoy the show.
No, don't be a snitch, Erica.
I'm not going to snitch.
Honey.
I want to see.
Okay. Brandon, what about you?
I still had to wake up off of Erica's New Year's Eve plans. I'm sorry. Erica, come on now.
Whoa. Well, what are you doing?
Excuse you?
Yeah.
What? What's your big plan?
I have four different New Year's celebrations planned. Because I have two friends that are overseas, one in Amsterdam, one in the UK. And then I have friends in New York City, and then obviously my own New Year's celebration here. So I'm going to be cheersing and toasting all day.
Wavy go global.
Your Zoom-in New Year's Eve is better than grilling and chilling next to a fire on the patio watching unsolicited, unsanctioned fireworks. Didn't think so. Sam, what about you?
It sounds like you're going to have fluffy pajamas on while you do that.
Oh, I might.
I'm not. I'm going to dress up. That's okay, Brandon. I'm curious if you're going to dress up. I'm going to dress up. Of course, I'll be in my home, but I'm going to wear sequins. Sophie's going to be in sequins. We're going to have decorations, a nice dinner, and we're going to ring it in the right way. Brandon, are you going to dress up?
No.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you going to ring it in?
Okay, enough. Coming up on DBL, we're like a family.
There's stones being thrown
couple, Harry and Meghan are chatting it up on their new podcast. Don't miss their first episode.
Promotional consideration is brought to you.
However, there's a lot of comments echoing this sentiment as well. Leslie on Facebook says, Jeff, once you see a loved one on a ventilator over Zoom, you might get the stress.
Yeah, and Leslie, listen, I'm sympathetic for you, and I'm not saying COVID is not real. What I'm saying is media is so skewed these days, I have to question it, not only for myself and my family, but for you, the viewer out there. You should appreciate that someone's giving a counterpoint of view on a show so you know the truth, or at least question what the government says the truth is. That's all I'm trying to do here. I sympathize with you and your loved ones that are sick, and we try to have conversations on the show to educate ourselves and along with you guys watching in and hopefully educate you too. I'm not dying on any hill. If Dr. Coley says I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm okay with it. I hope I'm wrong every day if we could learn something from it.
Amen. Well said. Wow. And remember to watch DBL on Facebook or YouTube because you can chat with other viewers and then also with us hosts during the commercials. We're going to read your comments on TV like we just did. Jeff just responded to Leslie. There you go. If you're sticking around, here's what's coming up on DBL. Harry and Meghan have just dropped the first episode of their new Spotify podcast. In case you missed it, we've got it. And Oscar-winning actor Anthony Hopkins posts an uplifting video message on social media. Why it's just what we needed. DBL's new every day. We'll be right back.
Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Erica and Jeff. Beelan joining us from home.
Wavy.
Oh, yeah, wavy. If you watched yesterday's show, you know where that comes from. Well, Gallup is out with a new poll revealing the most admired people of 2020. And this year, for the first time, President Donald Trump is the most admired man. Former First Lady Michelle Obama is the most admired woman. The runners-up include former President Barack Obama and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Okay, so I love what you said earlier, Jeff. You said, why admire a politician? So let's go around the horn. And
I've been hammering the government this show.
You have.
I've been after him this show.
But you know what? Let's. You know, there's other people out there that are definitely worthy of being admired. So we're going to go around the horn. Erica, who are your most admired? Like a man and a woman, or it could just be one person. Who?
Well, I went with two, and these were two of my favorite comeback stories of the year. So I went with comeback kids, LeBron James and Portia Williams from Real Housewives of Atlanta. They really met the moment and the movement from where they were. They were great examples of what you can do from where you are. And I love Portia's story because we've seen her evolution, and now her nickname is Portia Luther King, child. So Portia Luther Williams. So yes, those are my two picks for most admired.
And Jeff, what about you?
Those were great picks. Anything better than a politician, by the way. Mine is so cheesy, and I hate politics. My parents. Listen, I haven't seen my parents for almost a year now because of the disease and the COVID going around. But having my own house and my children at an age where they're running around and they're getting more difficult to deal with because they're turning into little humans, I appreciate what my parents did. Like, when I'm like, go to bed, and they're like, no. I'm like, they're a reflection of me, and I was a little jerk. So, Mom and Dad, I'm sorry for being a little jerk. Hopefully, you're proud of who I became, and I love you guys.
Your parents are awesome.
Yeah,
they're so
are.
Sweet.
They're so quiet.
So sweet.
No one would think this came from them. They'd be like, those aren't your parents. That were complete opposite.
Okay, and Brandon, for me, I'm going to pick the frontline healthcare workers because my sister's a nurse, her husband, my brother-in-law, also a nurse. And listen, those two and every single frontline healthcare worker, they should not have had to go through what they've gone through these last 9 months, holding people's hands by their bedside, watching people die when family members weren't around, telling family members that their loved ones have died, risking their own lives, getting COVID, all of that and above. I'm so grateful for our frontline healthcare workers, and I really just hope that it can get better from here on out because they shouldn't have to wake up and go face this invisible enemy, this war, every single day. What about you, Beelan?
Someone else that's on this war with this invisible enemy, Sam, immunologist Dr. Khamekia Corbett.
Ooh.
Remember, she's one of the lead scientists on the development on this vaccine. And I like to say representation breeds inspiration. And obviously, we talk about her representation within the black community in science and her building that mistrust within the black community in science, in the government, and that history with that. For males, I have to, I have to say, I messed it up. I was going to say, who is Alex Trebek for 400, but I messed it up. I messed up my own thing. But
we wouldn't have known the numbers.
Yeah, it was by 200 point increments. But, you know, I told you guys I lost my grandfather this year. And it's one of the moments I always have was when my mom used to drop us off in Richmond, Virginia at my grandparents' house. And they had one of those TVs where you had to turn the knob. And it was either Columbo, it was Matlock, or Jeopardy on that television. And I just remember that feeling of trying to outsmart my older brother or my grandmother or trying to get one of those 800 point questions. So everything that Alex Trebek, he tried to motivate people as he went through this cancer, and he was still being positive through all this, and just everything he embodied in terms of us being entertainers and realizing that our legacy is left with how we treat people and how we leave people feeling. So I had to go with Alex on that one.
Well said. Okay, so yesterday was an important day for Sir Anthony Hopkins. He celebrated 45 years of sobriety. That is incredible. The 82-year-old actor shared the good news in a video on Twitter where he also admitted to having tough days. Let's watch.
I have my off days and sometimes little bits of doubt and all that, but all in all, I say hang in there. Today is the tomorrow you were so worried about yesterday. You young people, don't give up. Just keep in there. Just keep fighting. Be bold, and mighty forces will come to your aid.
Wow. If only I could listen to him every single day. And there's a reason why they say with age comes wisdom, right? Are you following him?
I'm following him right now.
And
I need that kind of inspiration in my life on a daily basis.
And he's so humble that it's just Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't even put the sir in the name.
But he
That's how
deserves
cute
that,
he is.
sir.
Of course.
You would have the sir if you were knighted.
Listen, I would have it like on blank while I was getting knighted, and I'd change it at the same time. I just like that he doesn't have an agenda. He's just out there trying to help other people with what he struggles with to this day after 45 years old. So, Sir Anthony Hopkins, I was already a fan. I'm even a bigger fan. And I got to give a shout out to my buddy Mike, the situation. I knew Mike for about 5 years. That's about how long he's been sober. So hats off to him from being what he was on that Jersey Shore show to the man that he became now. And now he's blessed with a beautiful child, and he's got a great wife. And good for him. You could turn your life around whenever you want to make that turn.
So well said. And Brandon, also our very own Al Jackson just celebrated a year's sobriety. Yeah. He said it right here on our show. And you know, it's so great to see people. This is coming from someone who knows addiction very well, who has practiced the 12 steps as a codependent. I go to Al-Anon, but it's really great to see people talk about addiction now without feeling ashamed, because nobody should feel ashamed. So kudos to your buddy Mike, kudos to Al, kudos to all the viewers that also chime in. And Sir Anthony Hopkins, what did you make of it, Brandon?
I want to give a shout out to my older brother who just completed 5 years of sobriety.
Nice.
You know, Mike the Situation, our own Al Jackson, Sir Anthony Hopkins. But the biggest shout out, honestly, Jeff, Sam, Erica, is to my sister-in-law, Stacia, for being right there by his side during the dark years and during the sober years. So we all know that when we have someone who's fighting these demons or fighting when it comes to being sober, we all know that the family and the friends are affected. So shout out to my sister by being there.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Brandon. And to any of our viewers right now that are going through it, please, 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 please consider going to Al-Anon. It is a lifesaver.
And you explain, because I didn't know what Al-Anon was, but that's exactly what Brandon said. It's a codependency, right? And explain it a little bit more, because I don't think you can explain it enough.
It's a lifesaver. If you have a family member or a friend that is an addict and you yourself don't know, because you end up becoming like controlling of it, right? They call you have codependent qualities, and you either think you're enabling them, you're either studying them, listening to their voice, looking at their eyes, are they dilated? It can completely ruin your life. So Al-Anon is a support group. It's in every community, every city. You can go, it's free, and you practice the 12 steps also, and you learn how to control yourself. You're not responsible for anybody else, and it really will be that lifeline that you need if you're going through it. So please, please, please consider it. Okay, so Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are the latest celebrities to get their own podcast. Their first episode came out yesterday. The Duke and Duchess and their famous friends look back on what they learned this year. But we know what you're wondering, and the answer is no. They did not talk about Megxit or any royal drama.
Why am I listening?
Well,
you weren't going to listen anyway.
They did have a special guest, Jeff.
All right.
A very special guest. It's not the Biebs.
Well, then I'm not listening.
But he's cute. He's a cutie. Right. Check it out.
After me. Ready? Happy? What?
Happy? New?
New?
New.
Oh my gosh, that was 1-year-old Archie making his podcast debut. So here's cynics Jeff and Sam over here. Instead of like listening to that beautiful child say Happy New Year, we're like, wait, a 1-year-old can't say Happy New Year. And then I'm told in my ear, he's actually was born in May, so maybe he's like 18 months. But then I'm even like,
I think there's like some autocorrect in there, because I even heard like a little accent going on.
Hold on. Before we go down this road again, let's just be clear. I wasn't speculating. I thought some things, but I wasn't speculating. Y'all were, because it hit real close to home, because you both have kids around the same age, and then you started doing that. Let me compare and contrast.
Something's fishy.
Yeah.
Something's fishy. There's no way he could be smarter than my kid. You mean like that, Erica?
Yes, exactly.
But Brandon, I'm really, listen, I love Meghan Markle, how, you know, we're so used to the royals, and I know that they're no longer, they have titles anymore, but we're so used to them being buttoned up. For her to come out and start talking about like how hard it's been for her as a mom and her pregnancy and all those things, I just want to tune into some transparency, and I feel like that's who she is. Are you into this or no?
No, not really, but for the sake of this conversation, Erica said it a long time ago. She said that she was going to help modernize like the royal family and how the people look at them. So now I just see her, now that she's come in, they're going to be more relatable, having access to them, to their kid. And that's what people want. They want to see, like you said, transparency. They want to see normal people.
What do you hope to see in their podcast?
I want her to be able to speak her truth, because there's been a whole lot of people speaking for her, and she's a grown woman. She's very articulate. She can speak for herself, and that's what I want to hear her do. And I think that it's going to come a time where she's going to have a lot of testimony teaching to do.
I can't wait.
Can we get a little dirt though too? A little bit.
I know.
A little bit of royal dirt.
Well,
a little
tea,
just a little tea.
Stories.
Just get those white gloves dirty a little bit.
There are no clean stories.
And can we find out who dubbed his voice, the kid's voice?
Y'all need to stop, okay? Y'all need to stop hating on the child.
We're kidding. Students are using technology for a good cause, not just to post selfies on the gram. How a 3D printer is helping a toddler with a rare condition. And a mystery unfolds when a mom who dedicated her life to find the missing vanishes herself. That's next in True Crime Chronicles. Welcome back to DBL. A mom who helped search for others mysteriously disappears. A year later, where could she be? Here's a look at the case in DBL's True Crime Chronicles.
Andrea Knebel was 37 years old. She was a mother of two, daughter and sister, living in Louisville, Kentucky. She was also a member of Missing in America, an online group who helped search for people whose cases went cold.
She was pretty bright, really eager, wanting to learn, to tune her investigative abilities. She was kind of a keyboard sleuth.
Could her involvement in that group have led to her disappearance?
You fail every day when you don't find her.
Let's go back to where it all began. It was summer 2019. Andrea was struggling to get her life on track.
She was evicted from her home, So I feel like she was probably overwhelmed and depressed with her situation, just as anybody would be with all that happening.
Andrea lost her home and her job. On August 12th, she went to her sister Erin's house to vent.
I told her maybe you should just go home and rest it off, and everything will be fine in the morning.
Little did Erin know that was the last time she would see her sister. Days later, she files a missing persons report, and investigators quickly began tracking Andrea's last moves from her cell phone.
She was taken to a McDonald's with the sister's boyfriend and her nephew.
There was nothing out of the ordinary. Phone records show she went back to her mother's house around 6:30 in the morning, where she made some calls and then went silent.
Her phone either went dead or it was turned off, and she disappeared.
Her family desperately looked for her.
Knocking on doors at midnight with a flyer and a flashlight. We've been through every ditch, under every bridge.
There's been little evidence and no sightings. Andrea disappeared without a trace. Why?
I think somebody in her circle, if the worst happened, I think that's where it happened. Somebody connected with the wrong industry, the wrong hobbies, maybe involved in things that are illegal.
There's no sign of foul play, so Andrea's family is hopeful she's still out there. It's a bizarre search for a woman who spent her life searching for so many others.
I am not going to quit. I'm going to find out what happened to our friend.
And earlier, Jeff and Tori spoke with a reporter who has worked endlessly on this case. Take a look.
We're joined by investigative journalist Shay McAllister from WHAS 11 in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you, Shay, for being here. This story is a terrible twist of fate. Andrea, a mother who actually helped search for missing people, ended up becoming the focus of a search herself. Do you believe, Shay, her involvement in that may have led to her disappearance? And what was her role in that group?
So Andrea was a volunteer with the group Missing in America. She participated in searches on the ground. She worked a lot on social media, and she really tried to help private investigators with whatever leads they were following.
So Shay, there was no signs of foul play. Is there any chance Andrea ran away? And what does her family believe at this point?
Her family is pretty split on what exactly happened to Andrea. I think part of the family wants to think that she is still alive because there is no sign of foul play. There's no proof that she's dead. The reality is there's been no sign of life for more than a year. So I think that they're real about that. And at this point, they just want to know what happened.
I get that when the family doesn't want to believe, but we all
Still
kind
a
of know.
chance.
There's still
You
a
never
chance,
know.
but yeah, I do. There's always hope. It's been a little over a year now. What new leads are police pursuing? Are there any that you can tell us about?
Sure. So in this case, the most common lead comes in the form of sightings. Over the last 16 months, there have been more than 200 sightings. The private investigator tells us he's going out all the time, and so is Andrea's family. When they get a call about someone who looks like Andrea or someone who's in a car that resembled something that she might be in, they always go and check it out. It happens all the time. At this point, there's been no confirmed sightings.
Wow. And just really quick, how involved is the family? Sometimes you see families that are really involved, bugging the police, getting after it. Is that what Andrea's family is like? Have you seen them try and publicize this story?
Absolutely. They keep this story on the forefront of everyone's minds here in Louisville, Kentucky, and even beyond Kentucky. There's a huge social media presence in the search for her. They've had sightings all over the country. They are very dedicated to finding answers.
And being a parent myself, if there was a 0.0001 chance that we could still find one of my sons, I mean, you never give up hope as a parent, and it's only been a year, so, you know, I don't blame the parents at all for keeping this investigation going.
Not at all. And Shay, thank you for keeping it publicized as well. Social media is great in that way. To learn more about this story, just visit WHAS11.com. You can also listen to a new podcast episode about this case. Just search True Crime Chronicles on your favorite podcast player. Again, Shay, thank you for keeping this in the news. We'll be right back.
Cell phone repair.
Threads, we're taking a look back as we end the year. It's a story from February that really restored our faith in humanity. Watch how a teacher and his group of 6th graders helped a little girl get a new lease on life. These students teamed up to help a toddler with a rare disease using 3D printing. 2-year-old Emmett was born with genetic disorders and heart defects, which require that she be on oxygen full-time. Ben Davis, a 6th grade teacher, came up with the idea for the project when he met Emmett with her family at a charity run.
I saw the need that somebody was chasing her with a backpack holding the tank. And I thought, that's something that 3D printing and 6th graders could accomplish.
Students worked all semester designing and printing oxygen tank holders before presenting them to Emmett's parents. For Emmett, the gift will bring greater mobility and freedom.
If she's just scooting and the oxygen's sitting there and I'll hear it, ah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to move that for you. So it will really allow her to gain that independence.
And for the students, it's a valuable life lesson.
It was amazing being able to help someone, not only get the education from it, but also helping people.
We'll be right back.
Promotional consent.
Welcome back to DBL. We have some sad news to pass along. Gilligan's Island star Dawn Wells has passed away due to COVID. She played the iconic role of Mary Ann on the show. We actually interviewed Dawn just last year. The actress was a native of Reno, Nevada, died yesterday in Los Angeles, according to her publicist. She was just 82 years old. And I say just because I feel when we saw her so lively, so young, looked great, another loss to COVID.
Doesn't discriminate.
I know. And she also did something really cool with a clothing company for children and people that were faced with mobility disabilities. So, you know, not only was she an iconic actress and many people beloved her for her personality, but she really did help a lot of people. Her philanthropic efforts, I don't think a lot of people knew that about her. So prayers to her family, and she will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. Speaking of COVID, just great conversation today, guys. With the doctor, Coley, she texts me, thank you, Doc, and you guys having that conversation. Yeah. That's what I want to see on television.
Me too. We're lucky to have that.
That's what I want to see on television.
So
what we're doing right here.
And
watch us.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Thank you.